Charlie Dodds and to Tom English. I'll hand you over to our commentary team. A glorious evening in Dingwall. Let's now hear from John Robertson, Willie Miller and Ian Auld ahead of Ross County against Aberdeen.
Thank you, Kenny. Welcome to Dingwall on a late summer's evening with a cloudless sky overhead and a pitch kissed by the sunshine, ready to host Ross County versus Aberdeen. The Staggies searching for their first league win of the season. They take on Aberdeen, who have done nothing else but win so far under the management of Jimmy Tilleen. The big team news for this one as both teams come out. Ross County make 5 changes to the side that lost to Rangers last weekend at Hampden. Aberdeen unchanged from the side that beat Kilmarnock at Pittodrie last Sunday. Alongside me for this one is the Aberdeen record appearance holder and the former Ross County manager. That's Willie Miller and John Robertson. Gentlemen, it's, I mentioned there, it's condition pretty much perfect. There's a massive travelling support away to our left hand side. The home fans are up for this one. It's got the makings of a good one.
Yeah, I mean, the Aberdeen fans have travelled in their numbers yet again. I mean, the support that this club has had so far in the season. The home support's been brilliant. The away support, fantastic. Not the easiest place to get to. I can testify to that as I journeyed up this afternoon, although the roads were pretty clear. But they're having fun. I came through the centre this afternoon and they were outside the hotel enjoying themselves with a little bit of refreshment, and they've brought that enthusiasm to this game tonight.
Yeah, it's looking forward to it. I think you know, County need to make up for the last 2 results. They're back in home soil, they're strong here. Aberdeen are flying, and I just think it's a wee bit unusual, Willie, that the referees are wearing the Aberdeen away strip today. I thought that's a bit harsh on the home side here. It's something maybe we should know.
Well, we can only hope.
It is the yellow and black, of course, that the matchday referee Ewan Anderson is wearing. He is standing in the centre circle ready to get us underway ahead of this one. It's Aberdeen who will do the honours, and they will go left to right in the first 45 minutes here in Dingwall, wearing all red and the white socks. Ross County will go right to left towards the away supporters to our left hand side, and they're wearing their home colours of the navy blue shirt, the white shorts and the red socks, in what is the 38th competitive meeting between these two clubs over the years. Aberdeen have a really good record at the Global Energy Stadium. Haven't lost here in 3.5 years, but it's the home side, as I mentioned, still looking for their first league win of the season. Sailed through the League Cup group stages, and Don Cowie and his side would love to record a victory here on home soil this afternoon. First touch of the afternoon for the on-loan Barnsley defender Kasper Lopata, and he goes back to Ross Laidlaw, who goes long, sends the ball high in the sky. Jack McKenzie fires the ball back the way it comes, and it's out of play for a throw into the home side down this near side. One home draw so far for Ross County. That was the late leveller, Ronan Hale against Dundee United a few weeks ago, but since then defeats on the road at Ainsley Park to League 2 club Spartans, and then at the National Stadium Ross County were hit for 6 last weekend. So far Aberdeen, an unblemished record under Jimmy Tilleen. It's the visitors who have possession, with Papagay on the far side dancing his way around Aidan Denham, out to Jamie McGrath, back in field to Sivert Nielsen. McGrath once again involved, scored goals aplenty against Ross County last season. Nielsen on the halfway line as Gavin Malloy searches and finds Papagay, who was at the double against Kilmarnock at home at Pittodrie last Sunday.
Yeah, he's been given the opportunity, Papagay, away out on loan last season, and you know, didn't really play in too many games, didn't have any impact in the club, but he's been given the opportunity this season, and certainly his 2 goals, second one in particular against Kilmarnock, wasn't an easy one to take, but he managed to manoeuvre himself, get himself in a good position and find the back of the net.
Aberdeen trying to find Keskinen inside the 18-yard box. Sivert Nielsen just placing the ball through, but it's gone behind for the Ross County goal kick. Robbo, what do Ross County have to do in the early stages of this one? Because as we rightly mentioned, Aberdeen are flying so far.
I think they've got to just not make it easy for Aberdeen, and that for me is get the ball in the Aberdeen half, turn the Aberdeen defenders, even if it means industrious a wee bit, knock it in the channels for a wee while, get up the park, because County can't afford to lose the first goal, because confidence will be, that's a huge thing for both sides at the moment. Aberdeen's is obviously flying, County's a bit low, so they want to make it difficult to begin with.
Devlin down the right hand side for Aberdeen, forward to Keskinen. Ryan Leake, one of the 5 changes Don Cowie has made from last weekend, slides in to stop the Finn in his tracks, and Aberdeen have a throw in line with the Ross County 18-yard box down this near side, the right hand side, as we occupy our seats at the back of the main stand here at the Global Energy Stadium. And Ross County pushed Aberdeen all the way back into their own half. It's Rubizic midway through his own half, down again once on the right hand side, and inside to Devlin. He goes in search of Shinnie, but Ronan Hale has won the ball back for Ross County down their left, and no way forward for George Harmon as he wins a throw-in off Nicky Devlin. And Ewan Anderson just pointing George Harmon back a few yards, and it goes back to Ryan Leake on the halfway line. Infield to Akio Wright, is under pressure from Gay as he goes out in search of the right full-back James Brown. Forward by Brown, taken out of play on the far side by Mackenzie. Aberdeen fans in full voice away to our left-hand side. It's a packed away end here in Dingwall. Aberdeen occupy the goal away to our left-hand side behind Mitov, and there's a large following away over on the far side as well. As Willie mentioned, the Aberdeen supporters taking full advantage of the late kick-off. Here's Nisbet trying to slide in. Eamon Brophy, he's done well. So too, though, as Gavin Malloy. He stands up, makes a brilliant challenge, and Graham Shinnie has to turn away from Ronan Hill on the edge of the 18-yard box, and eventually Aberdeen get it clear. Back with Shinnie once again. The ball bounces off his feet, and Rubic will send the ball forward in search of Esther Sokler. Ross County can't get a grip, and Malloy sends it out to Jack Mackenzie. Willie, I know you mentioned Gavin Malloy's impressed you so far. That was a brilliant challenge. It
was, yeah. You know, it has been impressive. Sweet left foot too, as he just gives possession away with a crossfield pass, as I say that. But yeah, I mean, he spotted the danger there, and you know, Hale's looking to get on his shoulder, get behind him, and actually try to get in front of him. But you know, he knows that the opposition player is there. He gets himself there first. He slides into the challenge and clears the danger. No, he's been really impressive, and as I said earlier, I don't think they expected him to be a main starter at the beginning of the season, but he's had that opportunity and he's certainly taken it.
Permanent fixture so far under Yemi Talene. He's in possession once again as he gives to Nielsen midway through his own half. Now Rubizic involved. Montenegrin looks up, sends the ball forward. Esther Sokler is the target. It's over the head of Sokler, and Ross Laidlaw, all in the lime green Ross County goalkeeping kit, comes out to claim just on the edge of his 18-yard box. 2-2 draw when the clubs last met. That was on the last day of the season last year, a game which Ross County dropped into the playoff spot as Ross County go in search of Ronan Hale, and up the other end Dimitar Mitov has to be creative as he races out to the edge of his box and heads it out of play for a throw on the far side.
I'm never too happy when a goalkeeper comes out that quickly. I thought Malloy had that under control, and was if Mitov had stayed in his line, would have just simply been heading it back to him.
James Brown has given Esther Sokler possession, and he races forward. He's clipped just inside the Ross County half, and Ewan Anderson will take action. Robbo.
Yep, it's a straightforward yellow card. He stopped a promising attack there. Actually, Sokler's first touch is really poor, and it gave Brown the chance to get to him. But he got away. Sarando a chance to get to him, but he got away. He's pulled back himself. But that's, Willie's right. I didn't think the defender was under any pressure there at all. Mitov stays. It's a simple-headed, cushioned header back. Next minute he's out. The forward's got every right to go for it, and there's a coming together, but nothing major. But again, County will be. There's a really, really slack pass there that allowed Aberdeen to break on them. Now, you can see the difference. Aberdeen have got a really lovely structure that Willie talked about. Looking at the three forwards, are nice and tight. That leaves the fullbacks an opportunity to go down wide areas. They know what they're doing.
Aberdeen work it into the box. It's Keskinen who latched onto a smart set piece Conor Randall, incidentally, booked after 7.5 minutes for that challenge on Esther Sockler. And Aberdeen still have possession with Jack McKenzie. A couple of yards or so into the Ross County half is Sivert Nielsen, just on the edge of the centre circle. Now Slobodan Rubezic picks up, allowed to drift forward, eventually closed down by Nisbet. In comes across, and Jamie McGrath was at the back post, but his header comfortably claimed by Ross Laidlaw on his right hand post.
Yeah, it's a decent cross as well from Rubezic. Maybe not noted for his accurate passing skills, but he picks out Jamie McGrath. Disappointing header from McGrath. He's not noted for being precise with his head either, and a little bit more power on it, and making Laidlaw work a little bit harder. It should have been the order of the day. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Aberdeen with plenty of possession inside the opening 9 minutes or so, as Graham Shinney turns and sprays the ball out towards this near side. Rubezic on to Devlin, and field to Nielsen, chased down by Randall and Nisbet. And it's Rubezic once again crossing the halfway line, sends the ball forward. Esther Sockler will give chase. This time it's Laidlaw who's on the edge of his box and slices the ball clear. Plenty of action for both goalies, but perhaps not the action their managers want to see, right on the edge of their box, with a bit of awkward defending.
No, again, I see Willie shaking his head. He's bang on. The goalkeeper doesn't need to come there. He's actually causing a problem, because once more Ryan Leake was easily in control of the situation. The keeper stays 6-yard box, he can knock it back and take it from there. But the game settling down is probably how we thought it would be. Aberdeen majority of the possession, County working hard, but everything that Willie said before the games, Nielsen just sits there and keeps it simple. A couple of times he could have spread it wide. No, he knows the job he's got to do, and that's what I'd say so far. Aberdeen look like a side who everybody in the team know their role. The fullbacks are bombing on, Nielsen's sitting, the front three are staying nice and tight together. Gay and Shinney are up against the play. You can see the patterns of play that Aberdeen are trying to put on to County here. Very well drilled, and they look, the big thing, they look extremely confident.
I think the start of the season must give you that confidence. The momentum is definitely there. The setup, they've settled into the setup, how Jimmy Talleen wants them to play. I don't see them changing too much throughout the season, but they haven't changed at all, basically, during the early games, and I wouldn't see too many changes in terms of the team pattern. And the good thing for me is that they want to get the ball forward early in a controlled way, but that's the pattern they want. They encourage their fullbacks to get forward. They've got two intelligent wide players that can cause any team a problem or two. It's just right at the top of the team. Sockler, he's still got to prove that he is a major goal scorer, and he's going to be a major player for Aberdeen this season.
But the thing on that, though, Willie, in fairness as well, I think was a very, very good, encouraging sign last week. They've got Kevin Nisbet there, who is a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Aberdeen with possession on the far side. McKenzie and Shinney linking up. McGrath's on the overlap. McGrath gets the ball into the box, and Ross Laidlaw comes and claims inside his 6-yard box. 11 minutes gone here in Dingwall. Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0 on Sportsound BBC Radio Scotland, as Nicky Devlin picks the pocket of Ronan Hale. Now Keskinen going for goal, and it took a touch off George Harman. He didn't know an awful lot about it, Harman, and it goes behind for the first corner of the afternoon. It goes the way of Aberdeen.
He's just trying to curl it in towards the near post. There's a lot of bodies in front of him, and Keskinen thinks that he can maybe curl it round the defenders. Harman gets it, the header on it comes off his head. Don't know if he knew too much about it, but you could see what Keskinen, he gets his head up, intelligent player, just try to curl it in towards the near post.
Toppy Keskinen is behind the corner. Jamie McGrath is gone short. It's down the near side, in between the main stand and the jail end here, as McGrath gets the short corner, floats a good cross in. Graham Shinney will pick up the scraps 20 yards from goal. Good cross in from the Aberdeen captain, and Ross County get it clear. Ronan Hale is under pressure from Sivert Nielsen on the far side, and Hale knocks the ball up the line but out of play on the far side for a throw-in.
Well, it was good defending, because I tell you what, it was a hell of a ball in there from McGrath. He's put a bit of whipping, dipping that in there and let them go and attack it. The County have done well to get it away there, but it's, you know, apart from possibly testing the goalkeeper, it's a great start. It's the kind of start Aberdeen would have wanted to have in an away fixture.
One away game so far in the league anyway. It was the opening day win against St Johnstone for the Dons, as Papagay has possession. Over on the far side is Graham Shinney. The Aberdeen captain scored on this ground in a League Cup victory for Aberdeen last season. The former Cali Thistle captain, he's often the target of abuse from the home supporters, but enjoyed his evening that night, and he's involved in the thick of the action for Aberdeen again this evening. It's the county captain Conor Randall who sends the ball long, and once again Mitov, right on the white line of his 18-yard box, takes it, grabs it and rolls it straight down the right hand side for Nicky Devlin. Forward by Devlin over the head of Ryan Leake, and both goalies have ventured far from the goal line so far, both acting pretty much as sweepers on the edge of their 18-yard box. As Lopata, the county new boy, looks up and sends the ball out towards James Brown, who was brought to ground, but Ewan Anderson says play on, and Ross County try to pick up with Aidan Denham. No way through for the on loan Hearts man, and now Jack McKenzie picks up, crosses the halfway line to find McGrath. McGrath knocks it forward. Keskinen's in the box and goes for goal, and it's Ross Laidlaw down low to his right hand side to make the save.
Great run, Keskinen. He's come from the right side of the park here, right across the left hand side, and got in behind, and that's been a feature of all front three for Aberdeen so far. It's an unusual one. They all want to run beyond the defenders, they all want to stretch a game, get in behind, and that's what Willie's saying. Aberdeen get it forward, but they get it forward with a purpose, and those front three men have been really good so far.
Aberdeen with the corner over on the far side. Jimmy McGrath has his left hand in the air. Keskinen goes short, back with McGrath, looping ball into the box. Ross Laidlaw eventually grabs onto it and takes it down into his chest and down to the ground. Ross County have a player down meantime. Yep, Aberdeen causing County lots of problems early on, Willie.
He just knows where to put that ball, Jamie McGrath, doesn't he, to make it so difficult to defend. And you know, he sets up the first chance for Keskinen. Good, you know, powerful shot, tight angle right enough, and a decent save. But then, you know, when the ball breaks out to McGrath there, he just looks up, puts it just, you know, it's teasing for the goalkeeper, you know. And Laidlaw doesn't come. It's a defender that has to, you know, actually deal with it. And it's right on the head of Sockler, I think it was up there. But it's the accuracy of it and the difficulty of defending against the quality of cross that Jamie McGrath can produce.
A big blast forward from Laidlaw. Incidentally, the floodlights are on here at the Global Energy Stadium, but the sun is very much still out. It's a beautiful evening here in the Highland town of Dingwall. Conditions pretty much perfect, although we are in the shade. It's starting to feel a little bit nippy as the evening goes on. There's Aberdeen fans in behind the goal of Mitov, which have decided to leave their tops off, I think they call it, and enjoy the last few.
Not a pretty sight.
No. Last few days of summer.
I think one or two of them might be going home, Willie, with Aberdeen home strip without realising it.
George Harmon down for County down the left hand side. Eamon Brophy's made a good run in behind Rubezic, and it's cut out by Malloy, and County have a moment of chance, and it's Ronan Hale who knocks it in. Aberdeen can't clear the lines, and Ronan Hale inside the 6-yard box surprisingly turns it in, and it's Ross County who strike first.
That's a good goal in the end. It's a wonderful ball in behind Rubezic, and then Brophy shows, we've talked about Aberdeen players' willingness to get behind them. Brophy got in behind them. It's a brilliant cutback. He's picked out Nisbet. Nisbet's first strike to goose strike is blocked, but the brilliant block, I think it was from Malloy, has just ricocheted off Ronan Hale's shins and trickled over the line. And as a striker, you've got to be there about sniffing. He didn't know anything about it, Ronan Hale. He won't care. It's in the back of the net, and it's another goal for the Northern Ireland man.
It is, yeah. And you know, Rubezic, you know, Brophy, very intelligent player, and he allows, you know, Rubezic allows Brophy to get in behind him. Initially, I think that's where all the problems, you know, starts. A little dink ball down to Brophy, a good run from him. But I think if Rubezic's thinking, he can block that, you know, before it gets to Brophy, and then, you know, a really cute back heel, and at the end of it, Hale doesn't know anything about it. It's a strike. Malloy actually does get a really good block on it, but at the same time, it just possible offside check here as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's a good block from Malloy, and it's just the momentum of Hale going in, isn't it? Comes
He's
off
unlucky.
his shin.
It's smashed off his shins, off both shins. I think it's hit Malloy in the shins. Ricocheted out a couple of yards, hit Hale in the shin, and has trickled over the line. But wonderful striker's goal, I would have to suggest.
Well, you've got to be in the right place at the right time, and you know, sniff out where you should be. And if you get a little bit of good fortune, then you know, all fair in the game of football. But we're still waiting here to find out if it was offside or not. Really difficult for us to see from up here. You know, it happens so quickly as well. I'm not sure, would it have been Brophy that might have been offside, trying to get in behind? Yeah, I think Brophy trying to, you know, get in the other side of Rubicic. So it might be a let off for Aberdeen. We're waiting to find out what he's walking back towards the goal. I don't know if that's an indication that he thinks that it is offside, but we'll wait and see, and we'll bring that news to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, Ewan Anderson has the right hand to his ear, and he's going to rule the goal out offside. So a relief for Aberdeen, who've been really bright in the opening stages of this one, but Ronan Hale almost grabbing his 5th goal in county colours since joining from Cliftonville. Goal ruled out, so it remains Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0 on Sports Sound, BBC Radio Scotland, across the frequencies online and BBC Sounds. The away supporters behind the goal have certainly greeted that VAR decision with relief and have burst into song as Aberdeen will go down the left-hand side. McGrath, no way forward for him, and Ross County cut it out. A real let-off for the visitors, but the home side will be gutted because they've had to been up against it inside the opening 20 minutes or so, as Lopata takes it down on the edge of his 18-yard box. Now out to Akio Wright, out further to James Brown down the right-hand side. Josh Nisbet is involved, and it's back to the centre half Akio Wright, and Lopata is under a bit of pressure. He's right all the way into his own byline, under pressure from Esther Sokler. Aberdeen win it back, and now Graham Shinnie has it on the Aberdeen left, the far side, inside to Sivert Nielsen, who turns away from Randall and flicks it out towards the captain, but a misunderstanding, and Ross County have the throw-in.
Yeah, a let off, but I think it will give Ross County a bit of encouragement, won't it? You know, they're up the park, they've created an opportunity a little bit. It must have been tight as well, because it took, you know, VAR a little bit of time to make that decision, and it is intelligent from Brophy, you know, as he gets in behind Rubicic, and it's a lesson for Rubicic as well. Yes, he got off with it this time, but he's got to be, you know, sharper up top to realise that when you're playing against a striker as good as Brophy is, then you've got to know where he is at all times. So
goalless it remains here in Dingwall. It's Raymond Brophy who was ruled offside in the Ross County goal. It's fouled Graham Shinnie just on the edge of the centre circle in the Aberdeen half, and it's Aberdeen who have a free kick. A nice coming together between Brophy and Shinnie, and Aberdeen will have that free kick. Ronan Hale, incidentally, Robbo, with that goal ruled off, but we saw him a few weeks ago grab that late equaliser against Dundee United. He's someone who's come from Northern Ireland. We don't know an awful lot about him, but he's certainly made an impact in Ross County colours.
Listen, he's scored a lot of goals the last couple of years in Northern Ireland, and he see how sharp he is. I can't believe they're even thinking about this. That's an absolute nonsense.
A VAR decision on a red card.
There was just again, they both went for the ball. There's absolutely nothing. But no, Hale's very sharp. You'll see there he's there. He'll close down. He chases. He's very lively when it comes into the box. He's a real buzz bomb of a striker. As I said, you know, as a county fan, you'd have been worried about the departure of Simon Murray. Of course you would. 23 goals plus his energy. This lad's got loads and loads of energy, and we saw in the League Cup sections that he can score goals.
Aidan Denham going to ground just on the edge of the Aberdeen penalty box, but Ewan Anderson waves him up, and play continues as the ball eventually rolls behind for a Ross County goal kick. Away over towards the far side 22.5 minutes on the clock then, goalless, although Ross County have had a goal chucked off for offside. Eamon Brophy in the build-up. Ronan Hale didn't know an awful lot about it, and he was there inside the Shark box to turn it into the back of the net, much to the relief of the Aberdeen supporters behind that goal. He was ruled offside, and it's 0-0 on Sportsound BBC Radio Scotland. Laidlaw with the goal kick, Rubezic up to meet it. It's Ryan Leake who flicks the ball back into the Aberdeen half, helped on by Harman in search of Eamon Brophy. Rubezic once again gets his head on it, and it's out of play for a throw, and George Harman in a hurry to get going down this left-hand side. Ronan Hale, incidentally, is not walking.
I think he twisted his knee there. Yeah. Just he made a wee run. I think his knee just went away from him. Hopefully, he can run it off for County's sake. All getting run off. It doesn't look too clever at the moment, to be fair.
He's slumping his way back into position. It looks a sore one for the Northern Irishman. As Laidlaw sends the ball forward, met by the head of Sivert Nielsen. Aberdeen once again have it with Jamie McGrath. Sivert Nielsen steps in to help out the Irishman, and it's Jack McKenzie over on the Aberdeen left, inside to Sivert Nielsen. 10 or so yards inside the Ross County half, even as Shinnie picks out Keskinen down this right hand side. Keskinen whips the ball across the face of goal. Esther Sockler not quite in a position to take advantage, and it's away by James Brown. Sivert Nielsen gathers inside the Ross County half. Jack McKenzie down the left hand side now. Thought about coming in field to McGrath, but he's out towards Papagay. Now Sivert Nielsen takes over. He's happy to tick things over in the Aberdeen midfield. McGrath looks to pick a pass, and Jack McKenzie was in behind Brown. The Ross County fullback stood up. Aberdeen have it once again. Gay leaves it for Sockler, away by Leake, and it's now Rubezic. Aberdeen cross the halfway line with McGrath. Out to Sivert Nielsen. Jack McKenzie has stayed in an advanced position, and it's Malloy across to his centre-half partner Rubezic into the Ross County half, goes long in search of Sockler, and it's over the head of Sockler and right, and all the way into the gloves of Laidlaw.
Yeah, again, the game's just falling apart. I'm looking at Aberdeen, well, you're absolutely spot on. The only two unconvincing ones for me so far are Sockler and Gay, and I'm wondering, Sockler doesn't look, Gay looks more like a centre forward playing in the number 10 role, where you think somebody in there with a bit of nice feet would be more of a threat, and Sockler, just as you say, doesn't seem to be, Miovski, we know, is a huge pair of boots to fill, but he doesn't seem to be playing like a centre forward in that respect, and you wondered maybe, if Gay looks to me like he's a lad who could play right up top himself, because he's quick and he'll run in behind, but he doesn't look like he's got the cleverness to play in that little number 10 role.
Yeah, they do change from time to time as well, and Gay does go up top, and Sockler drifts off a little bit, but absolutely, just what you said there, the two wider players, Keskinen and McGrath, been involved in the game. The two sitting midfield players have been involved in it, Shinnie and Nielsen. Two wide players are getting forward okay, but the two strikers are nowhere to be seen.
Here's George Harman, gets the ball into the Aberdeen box. Slobodan Rubezic gets it cleared only as far as Connor Randall, twists away from Graham Shinnie. Now Harman knocks it back to Leake down the left hand side, and he goes back in search of Lapata, who's inside his own half. Now Akil Wright crosses the halfway line, going down the right hand side for County into Brown, out to Denham on the far right touchline, back to Wright. Now the County captain Connor Randall, who replaced Jack Baldwin in the summer, goes back to the centre half Lapata. Now on to Leake. Ross County looking for joy down the left hand side. Leake with the ball forward. Brophy went one way, the ball went the other, and it's into the gloves of the fluorescent yellow kitted out Bulgarian Dimitar Mitov, who rolls it out to Gavin Malloy. Now Graham Shinnie out wide left to Jack McKenzie, takes a touch. He's got Aidan Denham for company. It's Sivert Nielsen, heavily involved in this game. Goes back to Rubezic. Now Nicky Devlin once again down the right hand side. Papagay's under pressure from Nisbet. A nice triangle, and Aberdeen get clear with Shinnie down to Keskinen. foul off the ball as Nisbet, but Keskinen plays on, drills his way into the box, and it's a wicked looking ball across the face, and Akio Wright had to be sharp to turn it behind for the corner.
That's good play though, isn't it, down the right hand side, and you know, Devlin at the heart of it, Shinnie as well. Papagay, the collision helped, and Keskinen going in. He's been very prominent, Keskinen.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the simple things, really. Yeah. I mean, when was the last time you've seen a winger? The last move goes to the fullback, knocks it one side of him, runs round the other side of him. The boy didn't know what to do. Absolutely, and bang, put a very, very good cross in as well. To be fair, he looks a real fine.
Jimmy McGrath will take this corner, right-footed, floats the ball into the penalty area. Plenty of Aberdeen players grappling, looking to flick it goalwards, but it's McGrath who recovers possession onto Shinnie. Into the box, he works it to Keskinen. Back out it comes to Nielsen. On the edge of the box is Malloy, who rather hacks it towards goal, and it's an easy take in the end for Ross Laidlaw, the Ross County goal.
Again, another good delivery from McGrath. You know, difficult to defend. Again, it's desperate defending. You know, his stats in terms of the accuracy from
balls in the box, really. You know, you ask your wide men, go and put balls in the box, and they don't just put balls in, they put them into an area where, and you are a defender, they ask you questions.
Yep.
You know, you can't think, well, I might go for this. You've got to go for it, because if you don't, you can bet your bottom dollar there's an Aberdeen lad coming in on top of you.
And the goalkeeper doesn't know whether to come or not, so he's got a decision to make. But he's, I just think, you know, he's such a cultured player, Jamie McGrath, and his set plays are fabulous.
Brown down the Ross County right, slides in Conor Randall, and it comes from Randall, and Eamon Brophy took a swing at it, didn't make proper contact on it inside the 18-yard box, and Ross County still in possession with George Harmon down this left hand side. Harmon, now Ronan Hale has come deep to win possession. Denham tries to work it into Nisbet in the box, but it trickles behind for the goal kick.
You surprised at Brophy there, John, having a swipe at it as it comes across his body?
I think he's just reacted to it. I think he's trying to get something on it. I think that's down to the fact, really, that he's, apart from the offside goal, which is a great run from Brophy, they've not really had any service, and I think they're getting a bit frustrated, so they think, well, this might be the only chance I'll get, and you know, he's trying to snapshot a bit. Malloy was right up behind him, make sure that had he made contact, I'm pretty positive the Aberdeen lad would have blocked him. But you can see right now, you know, Ross County are a team that are still trying to find their way, and at home they're hard to break down. They're going to be difficult to beat. But Aberdeen looked so well oiled. You know, they look well oiled and smooth, and they're lovely patterns of play. And they say, I'm looking at Willie saying that Nielsen's growing. He looks like a Barry Robson to me. I keep thinking every time I look at his build and his hairline.
Yes. Sockler trying to get on the end of it, but there's a nasty looking challenge right on the edge of the box. It was Nielsen who played the ball forward, and the referee stopped play immediately. Head clash, and both medical teams are racing onto the pitch. A real sore one. I'll be honest, I can't quite make out who went down on the edge of the box, but a Ross County player, an Aberdeen player down, and rightly so. The referee took action very quickly.
It's Jamie McGrath for Aberdeen, I'm sure. Not too sure who the Ross County player is, but it was a nasty one. You know, the ball was flighted just outside the box, and it was quite a severe head collision, so I can understand why the medical team were pretty quick to get onto the field of play, and let's hope that both of them are okay.
And the Ross County player now sitting up. The Aberdeen player in question is down on the ground. It's a sore on both, incidentally, both sets of players across to take in some fluids, vital fluids as well, on a very hot summer's evening in Dingwall, and just receiving some more instructions from Don Kiwi and Yemi Talene. And incidentally, the Ross County player involved in that decision was the new on loan signing from Barnsley, Casper Lopata, who's back on his feet. We're glad to see, although the Aberdeen medical staff
I think he's coming off.
He's off.
They've put him on his side now, and that to me is, you know, he's moving his arms, but I'm not sure it's under any control. It's the right thing to do. It's a blow to Aberdeen, but most importantly here that Jamie McGrath's okay. That's the first one, because it was a hell of a collision.
Yeah, he's down receiving some treatment. Obviously the medical staff know what they're doing, and they're taking the correct and delicate care of Jamie McGrath. Incidentally, meantime, Kevin Nisbet is about to be introduced into the action. A real blow, because we've spoke so well about Jamie McGrath. He's been a real standout in the opening 32 minutes of this one, but I suppose it's a real blow losing Jamie McGrath. But there's Kevin Nisbet coming off the bench.
Listen, they're bringing a top quality striker here, and it'll be interesting to see will Sokler move to the left or Gay move it?
He has done that, yeah.
So Sokler move to the left and Nisbet through. Certainly give them a threat down the middle, and we know that Kevin's more of a striker in terms of sharp movement going in behind than perhaps Sokler, or has more of a pedigree to play centre forward. But right now, the most important thing, the good news is he's sitting up now. I thought the stretcher was going to be called for at some stage, but they've managed to get him up and walking, but he's very gingerly, so hopefully Jamie's family, the good news is he's up and walking and very much conscious, so hopefully it's not as bad as and he seems to be a bit more about him now.
He does, but
he's coming off after that.
Can't take any chances.
No chance.
You've got to.
If ever there is a straightforward, easy, not even thinking about it, concussion substitution, this is it right now, because he looks a bit groggy. Just get him off. Don't even think about keeping him on and hope that this would be the one where you take him off and make sure that the lad's well looked after.
Yeah, the Aberdeen medical team just guiding Jamie McGrath off. He is, as the guys have said, maybe groggy looking as he leaves the field just now. Handshakes from Don Cowie and Yumi Talene as he makes his way down the tunnel here in the Global Energy Stadium for probably more treatment and more assessments. And in his place on comes the on loan signing from Millwall, Kevin Nisbet, a man that we know in Scottish football from mainly from his very impressive spell at Hibs before he went down to London, but he's back in Scottish football. Yeah. And Aberdeen desperate to get his signature.
Oh, for goodness sake.
A real coming together, this time on the halfway line, and it was Nisbet involved in a really dangerous looking challenge again right in front of us. And it's
I think this might have another wee look at as well with VAR. I don't think it was a reckless challenge with Nisbet. I think it was just momentum that got through. He may well have caught him with his arm, but I can't understand. What we've just seen, the referee surely got to stop it right away again, because
absolutely.
But we've just had a head knock.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't. He allowed play to go on, and then who is it he's booked? Is Lopata he's booked for playing the ball out? There was a yellow card showing there, and
I think it was Palata. I think he got a bit of the ball and most of the man at the Aberdeen man as well. But
Ryan Leake was the Ross County player who was taken out of the game, and the Ross County medical staff didn't even make it round in time back into the dugout from their last assessment, but they were on the field of play. But Ryan Leake is thankfully back on his feet and he's ready to continue. But Aberdeen do have a free kick further up the field down the right hand side, and it's Graham Shinney and Nielsen behind this one. Graham Shinney will be the one to take it with the left boot, curls the ball in towards the back post. Papagay's in attendance, and it's James Brown who keeps the ball in play at the byline and sends the ball forward. Nielsen is raced across to the Aberdeen left to keep it in play and sends it back to Jack McKenzie. 36 minutes on the clock here on BBC Radio Scotland. It's Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0.
The change though is Nisbet is dropped into the number 10 and Papagay's going out into the wide left area, and they're leaving Sokler up the top.
Papagay in possession.
I think that might suit Papagay, Willie, because he looks a big leggy player. Looks like he needs room to run about, whereas in that area, number 10 role, there's bodies about you all the time. I think he looks a big athletic lad that might probably revel a wee bit better in the wider areas. We'll find out. He's got about just under an hour left to do it.
Aberdeen with possession and Gay on the far side. This time across the deck, a searching ball looking for Keskinen, who was down the right hand side. George Harman wins it back, steps in and makes the clearance forward to Brophy. And it won't stick with Eamon Brophy, and Aberdeen have possession once again. Nielsen into the Ross County half, into the feet of Graham Shinney. Down the right hand side is Nicky Devlin, up to Keskinen, who's very lively in the opening 37 minutes of this one, and once again he's won a corner for his side.
Yeah, I've got to say I've been very, very impressed with Aberdeen signings, the new ones, because you like to see these new players come in. Malloy's been excellent at the back. Nielsen, well, he called it, he keeps it simple, doesn't give it away. I think it's in one slack pass. Keskinen on the right has looked very, very sharp indeed. So, you know, you're looking at the recruitment's been excellent so far, and they've all slotted seamlessly into this system.
Graham Shinney with the corner with the left boot, but only finds Ross Laidlaw, who's on the edge of his 6-yard box to claim. Topi Keskinen incidentally called into the Finnish squad for the first time. He'll take on the likes of Greece and England if selected when he joins up with his international colleagues in a few days' time.
Is that in the relegated B group, of course, with Scotland being in the A group?
Yes, of course. Scotland looking forward to life in the Nations League, Group A. Not sure we're looking forward to it, we'll see. On the back of the Euros, of course. We'll see what Steve Clarke has up his sleeve.
You've got to look forward to it. You know, the better the opposition, I think, the bigger the challenge, and the more you should, as a player, definitely, and as a nation, look forward to it and get yourself tested at that level. Listen, we've came off the back of a really disappointing Euros campaign, so this is perhaps an opportunity to play against teams at a real good level to put things right.
Ross County with 6 minutes to go plus stoppage time in the first half. Have a free kick. Ross Laidlaw has come all the way midway through his own half to take. He quickly takes it into the feet of Akil Wright. We're goalless here in Dingwall. The home side even did have one chopped off for offside. Ronan Hale was the man who eventually knocked the ball into the net. Eamon Brophy offside in the build-up. Ross County go in search of their front two, but Aberdeen have it back with Nielsen. Sends the ball over the top. Happy Gay looked to latch onto it, so to Sokla, but it bounces all the way through to Ross Laidlaw. And he just rolls it short to Akil Wright. On to Brown on the County right-hand side. No way forward for Brown. Papagay sticks at the boot, and it goes behind as we approach half-time. Now Laidlaw once again gets the ball back from Akil Wright. It's a long blast forward with the right boot. Nicky Devlin watches it all the way, and it goes behind for the throw-in. Yemi Tillin pretty relaxed in the away dugouts, hands in pockets.
I think the only thing that will be disappointing for so far, I'm sure we'll agree, that despite the dominance Aberdeen have had, they've not really created even a half chance, not a clear-cut chance. One deflected shot over, some wonderful balls in the box, but neither keepers had a save to make. And the warning is that the very, very tight offside goal that they lost. So whilst the games went as we would probably expect it to be, Aberdeen largely on top, they've not really done enough in the final third here to get their noses in front.
No, you know, it's only really Keskinen that's looked lively there. I think, you know, the other players, obviously Nisbet just on, but Sokler no, Papagay no, Keskinen definitely yes, looks a real threat. And
here's Aidan Denham, for Ross County, and he's brought to the ground. And it's Jack McKenzie who has walked his way into the referee's book. Aidan Denham got the ball under control, looked like he was going to burst into the box, and he was taken out of the game by McKenzie. And here's Ross County with a good free kick opportunity.
This is what was spoken. You know, Ross County have hung in and hung in and hung in. They've been under pressure, but they've protected their goalkeeper very well, as you said. Laidlaw's not had a meaningful save to make. They've had the one opportunity Brophy's got behind, and it looks like it's a very, very tight offside that they got a bit luck with it. And then what did they do there for the first time in the match? Aidan Denham right up on top of play, wins the second ball, which is crucial, gets away from McKenzie, who had been roving up and down that left wing there, brings him down, and this affords County a real opportunity to at least test the goalkeeper here.
Yeah, this one right on the edge of the Aberdeen 18-yard box. Mitov is resting himself against his left-hand post, just making sure his wall is lined up. Ronan Hale, incidentally, as well as George Harman, are over the ball. George Harman with the left, or Ronan Hale with the right, as Casper Lapata, surely not, walks across just to pass on some instructions to the free kick takers as we await the get goal from the referee.
What do you think he said? Just put it in the top corner.
hit the target. And it looks like Ronan Hale is taking the backward steps, and he will hit this free kick. In fact, it is Ronan Hale. He goes for goal! and whizzes it just over the crossbar. Good strike from the Northern Irishman.
Yeah, decent effort. I mean, it got an ooh from the crowd, which always helps. And probably, I don't think Mitov was overly worried about it, though. I think from that distance it has to be absolutely perfect, and it was just a couple of feet over the bar. But it's a warning to Aberdeen again that despite a lot of the ball, they've just not done enough so far.
Here's Papagay making good progress, brought to the ground 25 yards for goal by Akio Wright. Good challenge from the Ross County centre half, and it sets up a Ross County counter. Rubizic tidies up away from Hale, and Aberdeen have possession with Keskinen. Free kick goes the way of the home side, and just as we approach the half-time interval now, things are starting to get a little bit spicy.
Yeah, I mean, I think as John's been saying for most of the first half, that Aberdeen look the better side. They've had more possession. They haven't really created anything at all, and Ross County, they do look a threat on the break. They've obviously got players up top that certainly make defenders work. I think they just have to have more a possession. They have to create more opportunities, the home side. And as for Aberdeen, well, it's not been one of their best performances of the season so far, that's for sure, even although they've had plenty of possession.
Aberdeen steal possession back with Aaron Denham unable to advance for Ross County, and it's Esther Sockler down the left hand side, but he's marshalled all the way by Akio Wright, and the centre half goes back to his goalie, and it's forward by Laidlaw looking for Hale. Well marshalled by Gavin Malloy. Now Canty have it within the left hand side as Harmon goes in field to Nisbet, who's wrestled to the ground by Sivert Nielsen, who straight away is very angry about something. He kind of gestured towards his manager. He's pointing at something, but he was in the wrong there, that's for sure.
I think Malloy is having a go. It's one of his own. He's one of his own teammates. That's for sure. But yeah, he got the wrong side there. He's been spoken to by the referee. Grappled the Ross County player to the ground as well, and then kind of blew up. I mean, I think communication is good. You don't see it much these days. He talks all the time. Nielsen talks all the time, but maybe in that occasion a little bit over the top.
6 minutes of additional time as we approach the 45, and by Brown the Ross County free kick only reaches the edge of the Aberdeen penalty area, and the bodies in red get it away. It's Papagay advances down the left hand side and he wins the free kick for his team just on the halfway line.
Yeah, it's all got rather frantic all of a sudden. I think there's no doubt that the loss of McGrath has just taken the wind out of Aberdeen's sails a little bit here, because he's a classy player with a lot of cunningness in him, and it's given County a wee lift. They got in behind a couple of times now, and it's become a more even game again. We're still lacking that bit of quality in the final third, and the goalkeeper, I don't think either keepers had a meaningful save to make as yet, but it's certainly become a more even game in the last 5-6
going for goal, and Ross Laidlaw hammed it away. It looked like it might have been a comfortable take for the goalie. It took a deflection, Keskinen shot, the ball was going behind anyway, but Laidlaw rather theatrically pushed it behind for the corner just to make sure, although maybe I'm being harsh on the goalkeeper. I thought he could have grabbed that.
I'm not sure if he could have grabbed it, but I don't know why he had to dive for it, because it looked as though it was over the line a good 2 yards wide of the post as well.
Shinnie with the corner in near post, looking for Sockler, away by Ross County, and Ronan Hale manages to hold up Nicky Devlin. A quick tug of the jersey. He won the free kick for his side.
That's good forward player, because actually that could easily have been a foul for Aberdeen, because Hale just brilliantly got his hands behind his back and just held on to Devlin's shirt and just rolled him, and then as soon as he started to go over, he just let him go, fell over. Devlin's right. Devlin's bemoaning the referee, saying it should have been a foul to him. It could have been. The only way that would have helped would have been the fourth official might have been able to help him out there, but clever play from Hale.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Kenny McIntyre. I'm afraid the technical issues just continue. It's been a long old afternoon. Earlier on, we did manage to get you open all mics. We weren't able to get to all the grounds that we intended, but we did bring you a programme. Lots of goals Around in Scotland today, we will hear shortly from the Dundee manager Tony Docherty and from the St Mirren manager Stephen Robinson. 2-2 at Dens Park this afternoon in the sunshine. St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 2, a late winner for Motherwell. That goal coming in the 94th minute. Stephen McGinn was in covering the game for us, but he said they undoubtedly deserved that, did Stuart Kettlewell's team. They were much the better side today. St Johnstone not at all at their best, a bit lacklustre. Craig Levein saying in his post-match interview, again we'll hear that later on, he was saying they will have to work on the defending of set pieces. In the Championship today, there were lots of goals, lots of drama in the Championship this afternoon. I can hear the commentary coming back. Are you back with us, Ian? Nope, not back yet. So in the Championship today, Dunfermline 1, Ayr United 1, Morton 2, Falkirk 3. Chick Young was down at that game for us. About 1,000 Falkirk fans down there today. They were 2-0 behind, but what a fight back from John McGlynn's side. They are going very well in the Championship this season. Hamilton Accies 2, Airdrie 2, an absolute sickener for John Rankin. They were 2-0 up, but Airdrie fought back to get that draw. Partick Thistle cruised to a 3-0 victory over Queen's Park at Firhill this afternoon. The goals coming from Harry Milne, Aidan Fitzpatrick and Xander McKenzie. And a bit of a shock, you'd have to say, at Starks Park. Wraith Rovers still looking for that new manager. They lost 1-0 at home to Livingston. Jamie Brandon with a goal there right at the death. That goal coming on 90 minutes. It's goalless as things stand. We can hear the background effects there in Dingwall, the game between Ross County and Aberdeen, but so far we're struggling to get that commentary back up for Ian Alders there alongside John Robertson and Willie Miller. John saying a real lack of quality in the game. Just looking at the match stats, the Dons dominating possession, 62% possession for them, 4 shots to the home side's 1, but just 2 shots on target for the Dons, none on target so far for Don Cowie's team. Of course, County coming off the back of that absolute thumping by Rangers at Hampden Park last Saturday. Rangers are back in action tomorrow away at Celtic. Hearts against Dundee United, Kilmarnock against Hibs. I think we have now got our commentary team back.
Aberdeen with possession with Gavin Malloy as he rolls the ball through to Nisbet. No way through for the on loan Millwall man as Brown takes over on the far side for Ross County. Now Akil right on the halfway line, loops the ball into the air. It's Gavin Malloy who's back on his feet and back involved in the action as Randall tries to get things going for Ross County. Gets his way into the box. No way through as Malloy stands up. Now Nisbet. No way through for him, and Aberdeen win possession back as Gay goes to ground. Denham caught him, and in fact the decision has gone the way of Ross County. Looked a soft one, Pappy Gay going to ground, and it was a coming together between Lemonade and Denham.
There's been a few of those today. There's been a few off the ball coming together where players have run into each other, and I think, to be fair to the referee, we can debate his decision with the red card, but I think he got that one right. I think if Pappy just leaves Aidan Denham, they're off. Nisbet's off. They've got a 3v3 or 3v2 break. I think he did clip him, so I think you've got to give the referee huge credit there. I think he called that one right. It was a silly foul for Papa Gay because that was a real break for Aberdeen, but I'm still not convinced with the yellow card for Hale. I know that they want the threshold higher this year, which is fine. We don't want to see players red carded, but for me that's a perfect opportunity to say, just go and have a wee look at this.
County free kick in from Brown, bounces all the way to the back post for Leaks there, and it's Aidan Denham who flashes one towards goal. Lack direction, and in fact it's gone all the way out of play on the far side for a throw in right at the corner flag to the home side. We're into now 30 seconds plus of the 6 additional minutes at the end of this one. A sore one for a real bad one for Jamie McGrath has meant more stoppage time as McGrath was replaced by Kevin Nisbet. It's a throw-in taken by Mackenzie over on the far side. County looking to have one last chance in the first 45. It won't come though, and the half-time whistle goes from Ewan Anderson. goalless in Dingwall. Plenty of first half action. Topi Keskinen's gone closest for the visitors. He forced a good save from Ross Laidlaw in the opening 15 minutes. Ross County found the back of the net through Ronan Hale, but it was chopped offside. Eamon Brophy was offside in the build-up to this one. As I mentioned earlier, a real bad head knock for Jamie McGrath. He was replaced by Kevin Nisbet, and just right at the death, perhaps Ronan Hale very lucky to still be on the field of play after he caught Gavin Malloy with a sore one in the ankle of the Aberdeen defender. Half-time, no goals, plenty of action. It's Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sport Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and on BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Off the button! What a strike! What a goal!
Previously on the good, the bad, and the unexpected with Mark Nelson.
I have just been doing Celebrity MasterChef.
Jimmy McDonald, excellent stuff. So you love doing it?
That was great. I think they did at one point try and get me on presentation, and then they checked themselves.
There's plenty of twists and turns as well-known names share their good and bad tales. Bobby Davro, what is your good story this week?
I slept with Les Dennis. It's not what it looks like.
Listen now on BBC Sounds.
Kirsty Patterson, this must be the time you played the sad Oompa Loompa in the Willy Wonka experience in February.
Yes, Mark, that is me.
The good, the bad and the unexpected. Fridays from 1:30 on BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0. There were 4 goals earlier on at Dens Park. Dundee fans, St Mirren fans, stay tuned. We'll hear the reaction of both managers in just a few minutes' time. Let's get some more reaction, though, from our 2 pundits up in Dingwall this evening, John Robertson and Willie Miller. Just heard you saying at the end of the half there, John, just a real lack of quality in the final third this evening.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the game itself it's been enjoyable enough to watch. There's certainly enough going on. There's been a few incidents there. There's been a lot of coming togethers off the ball, mostly accidental, I would suggest as well. There's no bit of serious foul play, but it just seems to be the way the games went today. But it's what we kind of expected. I was kind of that Aberdeen are on top. They've had more possession. They play pretty patterns. They're moving about. They've not quite opened up County in the last third. County have, as you'd imagine, having lost 6 goals last week, they've tightened up. There's no way they're going to lose another 6 this week. They've been really dogged. They've got people into block shots. Neither keeper has had a save to make, which basically sums up where everything has gone. Ronan Hale set one over the bar. Eskinen hit one just across the goal. He's been, to me, the liveliest player on the pitch. There's no doubt Aberdeen certainly losing McGrath was a bad one for them, and hopefully he's okay. Because they were real live wires up front, whereas Brophy and Hale are always in the game. Aberdeen got the warning. It must have been, you'll have seen it in the studio, it must have been really tight offside. Brophy's got it back, a bit of a ricochet goes in, but that's the warning for Aberdeen. And they got another one a wee while later when Denham got the end of a knockdown. And so despite the fact that County haven't gone forward too often, when they have gone forward they've caused a wee bit of a problem, whereas Aberdeen, for the first time, I think, I've listened to a few of the games on the programme, and they seem to start games, the first half's in particular slow, but come out second half firing. I'm sure the Aberdeen support will want that, but for me the big talking point was right to death there. There's nothing that will convince me so far that Ronan Hale was a lucky lad.
Yeah, waiting to see a replay of that one, John. As you say, let's hope that Jamie McGrath is okay. From an Aberdeen perspective, Willie John saying there they have been better in the second half of games. Do you think Jimmy Tilleen will be reasonably happy right now? He'll believe he's got the firepower to go on and win this game in the second period?
I think he'll have that belief, that they can do it, but I don't know if he'll be ecstatic about the first half performance. Plenty of territory has been had by the visitors, but the quality hasn't been there. The threat in the box really hasn't been there. Keskinen is the only one for me that has looked like he can do something special and different to cause Ross County issues in that area. McGrath's going to be missed. I mean, the set pieces since he's went off have been pretty disappointing. When he was on, he had maybe 3-4 just delightful deliveries into the box that Ross County really had to work hard to defend, and just generally his play is going to be missed. There's no doubt about it. I'm interested to see what Jimmy Tilleen is thinking at half time, whether he makes changes in the second half, whether he thinks Papa Gay can play that wide left position, and Nisbet. Where is Nisbet? Nisbet seems to be the number 10. Should he be the number 10, or should it be Sokler that's the number 10 perhaps? He's got Ambrose on the bench. He might be contemplating that change, and we spoke about it during the game. The two strikers were non-existent for Aberdeen. Everybody else, the midfield players were controlling that area, defensively strong. The wide players, a threat, McGrath and Keskinen, but Papa Gay and Sokler are just nowhere to be seen, and Sokler has had no impact in this first half. That was my only concern when I had that ecstatic build-up to the game from the Aberdeen point of view, was that Majowski is going to be sorely missed, isn't he? And unless Sokler can prove that he can get close to matching what Majowski did, I'm not suggesting that he will be anywhere near it, but try to get a little bit close, get a threat, be able to at least get yourself in a good position to be a threat and to cause defence's problems, and he hasn't done that. So I think Aberdeen need to try to control the game more. It's went frantic, and I think that suits Ross County. If the ball's been played quickly back to front, or there's been challenges in the midfield area and players not really thinking and running into them. I don't know how many head knocks we've had in the game, 3, 4 head knocks. The ball's been in the air too long. I think from an Aberdeen point of view, they want to try to just settle down a little bit perhaps and not be as frantic. I think it's suiting. If it goes this way in the second half, if it stays frantic, then I think that suits Ross County. And they are a threat, as John has mentioned. They're a threat. They look more of a threat, actually, I would suggest, in the box than Aberdeen do. But there hasn't been enough chances created in that area by either team.
Yeah, just watching a replay of that Hale challenge just right at the end of the half there. It's a tough one to call. He's not high, but he's very, very late, and he was lucky he didn't damage the Aberdeen player. Also just seen the county goal that was chopped off. It was a tight, very tight offside, but obviously the correct call there. Guys, I'll chat to you a bit more. I'd like to get your thoughts on Kevin Nisbet, what you think he'll bring to Aberdeen. No goals so far in Dingwall. Had 4 goals at Dens Park earlier this afternoon. Dundee 2, St Mirren 2. Let's get some reaction to that. First of all, let's hear from the Dundee manager, Tony Docherty. He spoke with our reporter, Tyrone Smith.
Tony, from where I was sitting, that was a really enjoyable game of football. Just what's your take on it?
I thought it was a very entertaining game of football as well. Yeah, I was really pleased, particularly the second half with the response. And going a goal down and going 2-1 down, again, it just shows the mentality and the spirit of my team. And I think all things considered as well, so late last night losing their captain, a lot of teams would struggle with that, but I think it just shows you the strength, first of all, of the squad, but the real mentality and the resilience that I've got in there. And I was really pleased. I'm greedy. I think we should have won the game. I think we were the team that looked on the ascendancy. I think in terms of expected goals, we were nearer 2 and St Mirren were 1, and I think we got a couple of great chances. Simon's a good save for the goalkeeper. The second one, he should probably hit a target. And I think when you play a team like St Mirren that are as well organised, as good as they do, and you create as many chances as that, you're playing okay. And on another day you would win the game. But listen, I need to give huge credit to the players for their reaction. As I say, losing their captain, going out and putting up a performance like that after going behind twice is testament to the group.
There were some terrific goals in that game, certainly in terms of the finishing, but perhaps maybe for each of the 4 goals defensively, things could maybe have been done a wee bit better.
Well, I would certainly look at our 2 goals, and I think they were very poor for a defensive point of view. And it's something that we'll analyse, something we need to get better at, because we're getting a lot of plaudits at the moment for scoring, and that's another 2 goals. And arguably we could have done at least 2. So we're creating chances, we're getting into good areas of the pitch, but defensively we need to tidy up a little bit, and we need to make sure that we're on that. But absolutely as a squad, the squad are strengthening. There's injuries coming back after the international break, there's another signing coming in. So we'll be stronger, and they're a very, very honest group. We're quite analytical in terms of everything that we do, and as well as we're doing just now, there's areas we can improve, and we'll be endeavouring to do that.
Tony Docherty there, he's absolutely correct. It was a terrific game at Dens Park this afternoon. Let's now hear the thoughts of the St Mirren manager, Stephen Robinson. He also spoke with Tyrone.
Stephen, just give us your take on that 90 minutes.
Delighted with the point. Against the top 6 side last season, we've We've led twice, 2 fantastic goals, really well taken goal from Toy, and a brilliant finish from Mika. Superb, one of the goals of the season, I think. So yeah, disappointing we didn't hang on, but to come here and get a point, we're really, really pleased with the point. There's bits of our game, of course, we can be better. We're very good first half. Faded away a little bit, and then we came back really strong towards the end again, and on a few half chances. So overall, yeah, I'm happy with the point and happy with the performance.
There was some terrific goals today, perhaps maybe for all 4 goals. Defensively, things could have been a bit better. Yeah,
it's always the way. When you score really good goals, there's always a mistake or 2 mistakes or 3 mistakes along the way. The first goals, we've made an individual mistake from our point of view. And then the second goal, we make a poor decision on the ball, which allows us to be pressed. So there's lessons for everybody. But overall, it showed the character when Dundee were on top in the second half. We stayed strong, we defended set play brilliantly well. And, a positive, actually, could we have nicked it? Dundee, I probably think the same. So there wasn't a lot in it, and perhaps a fair result in the end.
Obviously, we've got the international break now. It's an opportunity to reflect, I guess, in this kind of first block of games this season. How would you assess the start to the season St Mirren have made?
A good start. We've got 4 points. We've had a really tough run of fixtures. We've had 2 games against Brann, Celtic, Aberdeen, Hibs, all teams that have spent absolute fortunes to put their squad together. So, the fact that we're competing with that, we're doing well. A really good point at Dens here today. So, overall, really positive start to the season, and I believe we'll only get better. I believe we'll grow after the performances, more coaching time. We've added Kevin Van Veen to the squad, which gives us another option in the forward area, and lots to improve on. Of course, every team will feel the same, but overall it's been a brilliant experience in Europe, and now we're fully concentrated on the league.
Stephen, thanks so much. Enjoy the break.
Thank you.
Yeah, Stephen Robinson there, just like the Kilmarnock fans, they lapped up their European adventure. Some great performances from both clubs in Europe this campaign. Let's chat a bit about Kevin Nisbet, John. What do you see in him in terms of a striker? What qualities does he bring? So, problems of the line again. Kevin Nisbet coming on to the game this evening. Jamie McGrath off with a head knock. Just having a look again at that challenge from Hale. It's a tough one. Probably the right decision for the referee not to send him off. It was late, but it wasn't high. But it could have caused serious damage to the Aberdeen player. Caught him right on the foot there. So goalless at half-time in Dingwall. It is a difficult start, you'd have to say, for Ross County to the Premiership season. They, of course, had the draw at Motherwell, the drew at home to Dundee United, and then that thumping at Hampden Park last week. We heard from Don Cow saying he was really disappointed that his team weren't able just to stem the flow of goals there. They're up against a decent Rangers side last week. Rangers, of course, away at Celtic tomorrow. Full coverage on Sportsound. So that game kicks off at Celtic Park at 12:30. 2 3 o'clock kickoffs. Hearts against Dundee United. Kilmarnock against Hibs. Sportsound gets underway at 11:30 tomorrow. Let's get some more reaction to the 3 o'clock kickoff this afternoon, and a thoroughly deserved victory for Motherwell, although they left it late away at St Johnstone, winning by 2-1, and it's been a great day for the Motherwell manager Stuart Kettlewell. He signed a new deal. Let's hear from him now. He spoke with our reporter Jane Lewis.
Well, Stuart, if ever there was a lesson to keep on playing until the final whistle, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, Jane. What a way to win a game of football. The emotions, you can see them pouring out from ourselves, the players and the supporters, a brilliant following here. And we've been in a decent place, and to win a game of football like that just sort of caps it off. It wasn't plain sailing, that's for sure. Stand here as honest as I possibly can. Thought we could have been far, far better in the first half, even though we went a goal ahead. And I thought we actually played much better in the second half, and I felt that St Johnstone scored against the run of play, and then from there it was a bit of lottery, to be honest with you. I think both teams had an appetite to try and win the game, and I'm so pleased for my team and my club that we came out on the right side of it.
Yeah, when St Johnstone get the equaliser, they begin to get a bit of a momentum, don't they?
Yeah, they did, but I think anybody that's sat here and watched it was so stretched. I think we had our moments in there as well. I think we tested our goalkeeper. We were carving out 1 or 2 opportunities. I think my biggest frustration, I've just said it to the players, was that there was opportunities for us to control the game in the second half, more so when St Johnstone score, and he just felt it was a little bit frantic. But sometimes that's what we get in Scottish Premiership, and we certainly got that here today, and we had the drama at the end. But it's not a coincidence, Jane. I have to probably highlight that point as well, that we've scored a lot of last minute goals through my time, 19 months or whatever as a manager here, and I think that is a part of the togetherness that I spoke to you through the week about, but also the energy and also that drive to try and do the best they possibly can for this club, and I think it was there in spade loads today.
Stuart Kettle there after the 2-1 victory away at St Johnstone. Just underway at the second half in Dingwall. Let's get back to our team there of John Robertson, Willie Miller and Ian Auld.
Yeah, welcome back to Dingwall. We're underway at the start of the second half here. Ross County versus Aberdeen. One change at the break for the visitors. Vincent Bissowen has come on for Esther Sockler. It's the visitors in possession as he looped the ball in from the far right hand side, and it's into the body of Ross Laidlaw, and it's a big blast forward on the volley. We're just enjoying the last few bits of rays of sunshine in Dingwall. The floodlights are on, but half the pitch now is in shade. And it's a beautiful evening here in the Highlands as Graham Shinney picks up once again midway through the Aberdeen half, plays the 1-2 on the left hand side. Bissowen and Nisbet unable to link up, and Ross County might get a chance to break, but it's out of play for a throw in to Aberdeen just in front of the the home dugout, where Don Cowie is just passing on a few instructions. No doubt he's had plenty of opportunity during the break, but just a few sharp reminders. But both managers, incidentally, Jimmy Tillane has pretty much had his hands in his pockets all the way through the game. He's very cool and very calm in the away dugout as Mackenzie takes the throw into Gay, back to Mackenzie, and once again this time clattered into the shin pads of Josh Nisbet, making his first Ross County start after signing from Central Coast Mariners. Mackenzie with a throw on the halfway line into Nilsson, into Shinney. Shinney will get going. He's plenty of running in him as he tries to slide out to Keskinen on the right hand side. Nicky Devlin's bombed forward in support, but it's well mopped up by George Hammond on the far side. Your first thoughts in the opening 2 minutes of the second half, Willie Miller?
Well, I don't think we should be surprised that the change has been made. I think Sockler was ineffective, and Anonymous basically in the first 45. You know, and with McGragan going off as well, you then get Papagay playing in a position that he's not normally playing in, so Bijawin will come in and play down the left hand side. I think it's more natural looking formation that they've got now. Nisbet will just go up top, and he's more comfortable up there as well, so not surprised at that change.
Harmon for Ross County, progressing well down the left hand side. It's Josh Nisbet with the cross, flicked on down the right hand side and back into the box by James Brown. Aberdeen get it clear, and it bounces up and allows Casper Lapata just to get away from Kevin Nisbet, who bumps the Polish centre half to the ground to concede a free kick. Ross County with a chance to put the ball into the box. Don Cowie, I mentioned him a few moments ago, Robbo, no doubt happy with how things are going so far, but plenty of encouragement. I'm not sure he'll be happy. I think like most managers, they'll want more from the team head on. Well, County with a free kick, worked the ball into the box from Brown, and Hale was alert to it. Aberdeen sleeping for a moment or two, and Hale could only find Mitov in the Aberdeen goal. Yeah, but better. At least we've got a shot on target. It was good movement there. There was a big space, and they timed it well. Well worked move there. But get back to Don Cowie. I think he'll be disappointed that his team haven't had more of the ball. They're at home. He'd probably want a bit more control of the ball, and he'll have been delighted with a couple of 40s forward they've got. I think more importantly, given the last couple of games, to reach half time with a clean sheet, he'd be very positive about that. But I think he'll want a wee bit more, and he'll want the team to be as resolute and hard to beat and hard to break down and not give up chances for Aberdeen to shoot. But I think he'll want a wee bit more in the final third. Aberdeen have a free kick. It'll be Keskinen going to ground, 35 yards out down the left hand side, just not far off the corner of the Ross County penalty box, as Aberdeen go from right to left in the second half attack. The very noisy Aberdeen support behind the goal of Ross Laidlaw, and Bissowen and Shinney are over this free kick. Bissowen looks like the one he's going to take it. Indeed he does. He goes for goal and catches the goalkeeper off guard, and it comes back off the woodwork and somehow Rubizic to the follow-up. It's over the line. Crossed the line and Slobodan Rubizic has Aberdeen in front. A wonderful free kick from Vincent Bissowen, come back off the woodwork, and there was Rubizic Rubizic, it struck the woodwork, but the ball came down, it's crossed the line, and Aberdeen have the lead.
Listen, it's a magnificent effort from Bishawin, isn't it, with the curler, right foot, and it comes off the underside of the bar and it bounces towards the back post, and big Rubizic is there, and the goal is gaping for him, and somehow he manages to put it off the underside of the bar, you know, which is quite incredible, and he's very fortunate that it does go over the line, and the referee sees that it's over the line. He was confident that it was over the line, but dearie me, he's just got to get his head on it and head it down.
The first part's brilliant, because Bejerin, for all intents and purposes, looks like he's going to throw it into the box for the big guys to attack, but he has whipped it away to the keeper's top right hand corner. Deserved a goal, off the underside the bar, bounces up. As you say, Rubizic, 6'3", 6'4" of them, has to head it in, but they're having a look at it again. They're checking potential offside, which would be incredible, but he did his best to miss it, Willie.
A choice. Well, hang on a wee second, we've got a VAR decision which we'll find out momentarily what that's about. A choice of listening now on Radio Scotland if you want to hear the Take the Floor with Gary Innes. That will follow the 7 o'clock news on Radio Scotland FM. To hear the rest of Ross County Aberdeen, that will be on Radio Scotland Extra, medium wave and digital.
Over the line, I thought we did. Yeah, so we'll just wait. Well, as you say, the Vuseland's effort was magnificent, brilliantly disguised. But as you say, Rubizic done his best to miss it. You know, from 4 yards out, he managed to head it up the way. Rather than just hit his head go down, he's headed it up the way, and it's...
Well, at the time when it happened, I did think that Rubizic had hit the crossbar. Obviously, you know, they're in a better position to see, but for me, I thought that they come back off the woodwork again.
It did come off the woodwork, certainly, but it looked... Yeah. Possible offside.
Possible offside is the call from VAR. At the moment, Ewan Anderson is locked in discussions with Graham Shinnie. Slobodan Rubizic, as you would imagine, too. He wants his goal to count. He's pestering the referee for a decision, but ultimately, VAR are having a look at it.
So it's Rubizic, it must be offside then. Yeah.
And there's a gang of Ross County players also in attendance with the referee, Kevin Clancy.
Here, though, the referee should just get them to go away, because all that can happen now is VAR's going to tell them it's a goal or not a goal.
Yeah.
There's no point in them being over there arguing with the referee or trying to put their point across. The referee should just clear the area, tell them to go away, and when he gets the signal, it's either... Because one thing we can't debate with VAR is if he's offside, he's offside. You know, there's a line.
Yeah. It's taken a long time again, isn't it?
It's taken too long. That's
well, the hand is at the air at the moment, and Ewan Anderson has walked away for no doubt a bit of peace from players in his other ear, but he's got the right hand held against the ear just now.
Offside.
And offside is the call for the second time this evening. A goal has been ruled offside just when Rubizic thought he'd scored his first goal in red and white. It has been chopped offside, and it remains Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0.
Incredible, isn't it? You know, and again, it takes quite a bit of time to come to that conclusion.
Listen, we've said before, nobody's against VAR and offside's offside, but it's just there's at least 3-4 minutes. We need to just speed it up a bit somehow. I know they've got to take their time, and ultimately, if they've got to the right decision twice, then that's fine. You know, we want them to get the right decisions. It's just taken too long.
Yeah.
So, more drama. We had plenty in the first half. Ronan Hale with a goal chopped off with offside in the build-up to it.
The Sherwood free kick was brilliant, though, wasn't it? I mean, you're talking top quality from the substitute. You know, he's so unlucky that it comes off the underside of the bar and comes out.
And really caught the goalkeeper off guard as well. The goalie was well beaten. Another challenge flying in, this time Malloy on Eamon Brophy. As Sivert Nielsen takes over. Bissowin, who's been involved in the thick of the action since coming on 9 minutes ago. As Randall skips his way towards the byline. Papagay back deep in his own half to defend. And he wins his side a goal kick.
It's actually gone back to what we said in the first half, Willie. When it remains calm.
The dare to dream.
History could be made.
The unstoppable team.
Falkirk achieving invincibility.
The players who are made to wait.
I can't believe this has never won a trophy before.
I know. The moments that seal their fate.
This is a rout. They are relegated.
The sides who give you every reason.
Celtic champions.
To follow every moment across the season.
Rangers win the League Cup. Dundee United are back in the big time.
Scottish football lives here.
So football talking points, plenty of that. A quick prediction from you. Come on.
Unmissable action.
Shankland's in, scores!
BBC Radio Scotland.
On BBC Sounds.
Please give a huge warm welcome to Sir Ian Rankin.
I wanted to be a writer and nothing was going to stop me.
I come from Port.
Crime writer Ian Rankin joins me, Nicola Meehan, to share the songs that have soundtracked his life.
I think Rebus would like this as well. It's kind of muscular, songs about hard men and their kind of soft centre.
And he tells the stories that go with them.
I wasn't old enough to go and see these ex-certificate films, but they didn't stop me borrowing the books from the library.
There's no age restriction, right?
Whoa! I do remember us going down to the Pogo a Go-Go Club in Kirkcaldy to watch the Skids. They were our band, singing songs about where we lived.
For the record from BBC Radio Scotland. Listen now on BBC Sounds.
On digital radio.
Online at BBC Sports Scotland.
Or play BBC Radio Scotland Extra on your smart speaker. Or BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound.
There's no substitute.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Kenny McIntyre. Apologies once again for the technical difficulties we're having this evening. Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0. Our commentary team are back.
Yeah, welcome back to Dingwall. Apologies for the technical issues we're experiencing here. As Laidlaw sends the ball forward. Vincent Bissowin moments ago drilling one over the crossbar of the Ross County goalie, but offside was the call on the far side. As Nicky Devlin has a bit of defending to do in his right back position. Knocks the ball down the line, held up well by Nisbet. Shows too much though to George Harmon, who goes to ground under the challenge of Sivert Nielsen, and Ross County have a free kick.
Yeah, it's a silly foul there from Keskinen, and Harmon's drew it. You know, it's one with the forward, just has to, you know, the defender's not going anywhere really. He's bought the foul brilliantly, but just let him get under control and then go and take it off him. But the Vesselin was a great run. I saw it from here. He brilliantly run in there, bent his run, but Shinnie just took an extra touch. He just delayed it. By the time the ball was played, he was a couple of yards offside, but a bit more intent from Aberdeen there.
Devlin in the right back position once again, going long, and the foul goes against Kevin Nisbet. Ross County starting to frustrate Aberdeen, really.
Yeah, they're working hard, Ross County. You know, they're not giving Aberdeen much time in the ball at all, and Aberdeen are kind of falling into the trap of playing the game at the same pace. You know, and playing, for me, far too many long balls. I mean, you're talking about Kevin Nisbet up there. You don't want to be launching them in too many occasions up there and expect them to hold it up. I think, you know, they've got to try and, you know, get the ball into midfield. Again, I don't think Papa Gay's doing much. That was a two in the first half, Sockler and Gay. I think Jimmy Tillane will be thinking about that position. I think Bissawin coming on has made a change. And we certainly haven't seen the two fullbacks bombing the way that they normally bomb, but I think just to try and calm it down a little bit. You know, everything's frantic from Aberdeen. I don't think it suits them. I think you know, Nielsen in midfield is kind of his temperature is very high. I don't think it's having a calming influence on the rest of the team. I think he just needs to calm down a little bit and try to get the ball at his feet and play them nice little neat passes, and for Shinnie as well to be a little bit more considerate in terms of getting on the ball and passing rather than trying to bomb forward all the time. So I think it's a case of Aberdeen trying to do that. But as far as Ross County is concerned, I think they will be happy with the way the game is going and the work rate. You know, Don Cow will be very happy with what that his players are putting in for him.
Ross County will be, in fact they are going to now introduce Jordan White into the action with 59 minutes gone in the game. Jordan White is the change. Eamon Brophy is coming off, so White and Hale, a very different proposition for the Aberdeen defenders to deal with.
Yeah, Jordan's he's a big unit, and he'll certainly, I would imagine, he'll latch onto Malloy a little bit. Malloy's not the biggest defender in the world, but I tell you what, he gets up really well, and he's dogged. So I think White might try and latch onto him and use the extra 4 or 5 inches he's got there. Brophy's worked really hard. It's not a surprising change, it's a stock change for Don Cowie. That's what he normally does. He normally throws, whoever starts, whether it's White or Brophy, tends to partner Hale. So yeah, he'll bring a different dimension. He'll certainly compete for the frantic balls, and here we go, the very first one against Malloy.
Wins his first header, flicks it on towards Hale, and it's Mitov who's 18 yards out and clears it with the right boot. Jordan White involved straight away as Denham picks up for Ross County down the right hand side, infield to Randall, out to Jordan White, is at the right hand flank as he whips across it and meets George Harman, who goes for goal. Big claims for handball from the Ross County players who surround the referee. He's got his left hand in the air pointing towards the corner flag. Well, surely
it did hit the arm, but I'm pretty positive it was down by the side, and there was not a great deal, there wasn't a huge distance between them. He'll have a look at it, there's absolutely no doubt they'll have a look at it, but I didn't see an outstretched arm. The arm seemed to be pretty close to the body.
Yeah, so VAR once again involved, and it is checking for a potential handball in the penalty area. George Harman was, as soon as the ball left his left boot, he raced over to the referee in protest. Ewan Anderson has had a busy old evening so far. VAR has ruled off offside goals for Ronan Hale and Slobodan Rubezic, and it's the right hand of Ewan Anderson once again at the ear, just trying to listen in to Kevin Clancy, the VAR official, as we await this decision. He is going across to check the monitor. He hasn't so far this evening, as he jogs his way over to have a look at the VAR monitor, which is just at the mouth of the tunnel, just below us in the main stand, as Jimmy Talleen watches on nervously. Carl Tremarco, the Ross County assistant coach, is also just taken an extra step up just to get a bit of leverage. The Ross County bench are also trying to get a look at it as well, as we await this decision from the referee. Then handball was the claim. Ross County have a corner, if not a penalty. We'll find out in a few moments' time. The referee, just hidden from view from us at the back of the main stand, is just in the tunnel area having a look at the handball claim. Now he walks back onto the field of play and gives a decision to Ross County. The home side have a penalty. Handball given in the area, and Ronan Hale has grabbed the ball, and he will be the one who will take this penalty kick. Eamon Brophy missed a spot kick against Dundee United a few weeks ago. Ronan Hale wanted the penalty on that occasion, and the yellow card is dished out as well. Big opportunity for Ross County here. We've had so much VAR involvement already so far this evening. Ronan Hale, who had his first half strike ruled off for offside by VAR, has an opportunity from 12 yards. There's a bit of fighting going on off the ball from Rubezic and Denham. Rubezic was pushing away the Ross County midfielder, but it's Ronan Hale from 12 yards. Just under 65 minutes gone here at the Global Energy Stadium. The Northern Irishman takes 2 steps backwards up against Mitov, who has the arms stretched, ready for action. In fact, Ronan Hale is going to address the ball once again, takes the 4 steps back this time. Up steps Hale, sends the ball away to the goal, he's right, who makes a massive save, and Dimitar Mitov keeps the scoreline at 0-0.
What a save. I mean, that has got power, it's got precision, it's going low to Mitov's right hand side. He throws his full stretch with that right hand, and he manages to get a touch on it. Quite incredible save, because that's a good penalty, that's a decent penalty, that's a magnificent save.
County have the corner. James Brown whips it in, back into the step charge box it comes, and the massive roar from the Aberdeen supporters to our left hand side tell you all you need to know, because Mitov come and claimed that one and held on to it and made another important intervention. The man who signed from St Johnstone in the summer kept 2 clean sheets against Ross County in Saints colours, and he's gone one step closer to keeping a clean sheet against Ross County this afternoon as Rubezic picks up midway through his own half, goes long in search of Papagay, and eventually it's headed back to the goalie by Echo.
Well, we might not have had any goals. We've had plenty of talking points, disallowed goals, wafer thin offsides, possible red cards, VAR penalty. Brilliant. Well, he's right. What a save. I mean, he smashed it hard and low, but the big man's got a cross there. They've got a big, strong hand as well, and managed to get it away. And then, as you'd expect, he's come through like Superman, caught the next corner just to put it in there. But as I say, with this, you just don't know what's going to happen next in this match.
Jordan White at the corner flag down this near side, unable to make any progress. County win it back though with Randall. Now Brown down the right hand side is Connor Randall, whips it into the penalty box. No takers in navy blue, and Topi Keskinen rolls away from George Harman and can get going here for Aberdeen. Crosses the halfway line, he's got Nisbet in support, so too bombing forward is Devlin. Devlin latches onto it inside the penalty box, but George Harman slides in and turns the ball behind for the corner.
That's a good break. They do that well, Aberdeen. You know, when they get the opportunity to hit in the counter, they take it. And there's only one thing in Keskinen, magnificent there. I mean, you know, the pace
just
initially.
Wonder about the big lad though there, Willie.
Diving
in there, just stand up and defend the lad. You know, he's dived in, brilliant touch from Keskinen. He can go past him though, in fairness. But again, this just game swinging from end to end.
Corner Aberdeen, just sandwiched in between the 2 sets of supports there as it comes into the penalty box, and it goes behind once again for an Aberdeen corner. Bassevin's delivery come off a Ross County body.
Yeah, Kevin Nisbet got the initial header there, but I think he's hit his marker's head as well. Another good ball in though.
So Vincent Bassewin will go again with the right boot. Outswinger met by Malloy. Ross County get it clear. The scraps picked up by Sivert Nielsen out to the right hand side for Bazowin, who skips away from his man. He's up against George Harman and strikes the shin pads of the Ross County fullback, and it's a third corner in quick succession for the Dons.
He's capable, Bazowin, you know, when he gets his head in order and when he's fully focused, then he's a dangerous player. I mean, his set plays after McGrath going off has certainly been a high quality.
In by Bassewin once again. Rubezic is in attendance, unable to force the ball close to Ross Laidlaw's goal, and Ross County will get the chance to counter with Brown forward to Hale, who is held onto by Graham Shinney on the halfway line, but Shinney does well to ride away from the challenge and almost set up an Aberdeen move as Brown slides in on Keskinen. Keskinen at the byline knocks the ball into the box. Ross County clear, helped on by Denham. It's looped high into the air, and the Ross County midfielder once again has to go into the challenge with Bassewin to win the ball back. McKenzie, left hand side for Aberdeen. Bassewin into Keskinen, might fall for Papagay on the edge of the box, but Nisbet is there, and via Harman they get the ball clear up to Hale, but it doesn't stick. Malloy wins it back. Now Devlin. This one has well, someone's trying to heat up inside the Global Energy Stadium, that's for sure. Plenty of drama, 0-0 though between Ross County and Aberdeen. McKenzie, Aberdeen go down the left hand side. Now Bazowin plays the 1-2 with McKenzie. He's got Denham for company, and it comes, and it's forced away by Lopata.
Maybe someone running to the near post on in that occasion. I mean, it didn't have enough pace on it, I don't think, from McKenzie, but
but that's, we're talking about basics, Willie, at times, and for strikers, someone has to get across the front post, even if it's, you know, you're not going to get there. You've got to drag that defender away, try and get something. Maybe the guy in behind you will get there and try and influence it.
Simmons ball in, and the back post header from Nisbet goes wide.
Good defending from Harman, actually. He got as close to Nisbet as he could, made it difficult for him. But as I said, the game, Aberdeen, as they did in the first half, a wee spell of control of the ball, get hold of it, knock it about, getting people in behind. And as I say, when it goes frantic, County are well in the match. But when there's that period of calmness and Aberdeen can get their foot in the ball, they look a decent enough side.
County go long with Laidlaw from the goal kick. Malloy gets his head on it. Not enough to keep it in play, and County are in a hurry to get going here. 2 balls on the pitch though, and that will give Ross County an opportunity to introduce Victor Laturi. Aberdeen incidentally thought about making 2 subs, the double subs, but Shayden Morris and Peter Ambrose told to go away and warm up. And Aidan Denham, his evening is over, and Victor Laturi enters the field of play. We've played about 25 minutes in the second half, 20 to play here on Sports Sound, BBC Radio Scotland, Extra Online and BBC Sounds. Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0. Ross County though, for a goal offside in the first half, ruled out. Aberdeen had one ruled out in the second half, and Ross County moments ago missed a penalty through Ronan Hale. Topi Keskinen, his evening is over too, as Aberdeen will now make the change, and he leaves the field to be replaced by Shayden Morris, and Papi Gay is also making way, and on will come Peter Ambrose. Your thoughts on those 2 subs, gentlemen?
I'm surprised Keskinen's come off. For me, he's been an outstanding attacking player. Maybe it's a, Jimmy Tilline's going for just to freshen up, because
I think so.
It certainly can't be for the lad's performance. I thought he's been excellent. Gay, not a surprise. Don't think either Willie or I are surprised with that one, but Keskinen, I would have been tempted to have kept him for a wee bit longer.
Ross County unable to make any progress from the throw-in deep inside Aberdeen's half. Jordan White unable to keep it in play, although it has gone for a throw-in. And at the corner flag for Jack McKenzie to take, as we are into the last 20 minutes of this one. Goals elsewhere in the country, of course, in the full-time results from the 3 o'clock to Clubs Dundee 2, St Mirren 2, and St Johnstone lost at home to Motherwell by 2-1. No goals so far this evening in the Highlands. It's Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0. Casper Lapata takes that one out the air, tries to get going, and he rather clumsily bumps into Sivert Nielsen, and the referee had a good look at that one, a good 10 and 15 seconds or so before eventually giving the free kick to Aberdeen.
Yeah, it was a free kick. I think Lapata just basically, Wally was talking about a juggernaut earlier on. that was a juggernaut running straight into there. I don't think that was a foul. And listen, we say it week in, week out. Graham Ginney manages to manipulate free kicks. Wally, would that be the best way to describe
use
it?
his experience, yeah.
Absolutely.
In tight situations. I think that juggernaut's got a flat tyre.
At the moment, yes.
Jack McKenzie with the throw-in for Aberdeen. Down this left-hand side, just in front of our commentary position, and it's into the feet of Peter Ambrose, the Aberdeen sub. Aberdeen with the double switch. They've made 4 changes throughout, as Graham Shinney tries to pick up, but Peter Ambrose barged Conor Randall down to the ground, and Ross County have a free kick. Very interesting how this final 15-20 stoppage time, of course, minutes are going to go, because it's been so difficult to call throughout the game.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think Aberdeen have looked a better team at times, but the work rate from Ross County has been of a high level, and they haven't lost any of the belief.
There's a real chance for County. Hale might be in here. It was flicked over the head of the Aberdeen defence by Josh Nisbet, but Mitov was off his line, sharpish to meet it. Here's Ambrose for Aberdeen. No way through as George Harmon. Sorry, Ryan Leake even wins the challenge on the halfway line, and free kick has been given the way of the visitors. Shinney with the left boot rolls it into the path of Jack McKenzie, and the left back goes to Gavin Malloy midway through his own half, forward to Bezowen, who's wrestling also with James Brown, and the free kick goes the way of Aberdeen, who want to play it quickly, but Ewan Anderson just stamping his authority on the game.
Yeah, I think he allowed advantage there, didn't he? Thinking Aberdeen were going to get an advantage, and then he pulled it back for the foul. There was 2 fouls. He pulled it back for the first foul, but I think he wanted a little rest as well, because it's quite a frantic game out there.
Here come Aberdeen with Shayden Morris. Lovely ball in, whip delivery. No takers in red in the penalty box. Jack McKenzie will pick up down the near side. The Aberdeen left, he's got Victor Laturi for company. Rolls it back to Sivert Nielsen, who tries to play the ball into a packed penalty box. It's hacked away to safety for Ross County, and Ronan Hale will give chase. It's little against large. He's up against Slobodan Rubezic, who just comfortably sees possession back for Aberdeen.
Well, I'll tell you what, George Harman thought he was delighted at Keskinen going off the hip. He wondered what's happening, because Shane Morris has just come on, knocked it down the line and fizzed in a wonderful ball there. Had again. Fair play to County though, they've done it all day, Willie. They've defended their box well, they've got bodies in there. We spoke about it, they lost 6 last week. This is a team that have been working on their defence all week, saying we're not going to lose another 6 this week. They have really put their bodies on the line and made it very difficult for Aberdeen indeed.
Laidlaw sends it forward. White wins the flick on. Laturi was peeling off his marker, but Jack McKenzie recovers and sends it infield where he finds Kevin Nisbet. Aberdeen can't hold on to it. In steps Nielsen. And Nielsen again rides the challenge of Randall, and Aberdeen will get going down the right hand side with Nicky Devlin. Forward for Shaden Morris, just crosses the halfway line down the right hand side, the far side. No way past Harman, and steps Graham Shinney. And the captain rolls the ball back to Nicky Devlin. Devlin, plenty of time to have a look up. Right back with Shinney, and with the left boot searches in field and finds Gavin Malloy. McKenzie down the Aberdeen left hand side. Vincent Bissowin. Bissowin will look to take on Brown. Brown holds him off well and goes back in field to Graham Shinney in the midfield. Now Devlin out to Morris on the far side. Morris takes on his man, whips a lovely ball in. Ambrose was looking to gamble, but Ross County stand firm, and Lapata turns it behind for a corner.
Again, you know, Shaden Morris coming on, fresh legs. I think you can understand why he's taken Keskinen off. Nothing to do with the performance of Keskinen, but the pace of Morris down that right hand side has been frightening at times. If he gets 1v1, the only thing he's got in his mind is knocking it past the defender, taking him on and crossing it into the box. Maybe he needed a better cross, or a more accurate cross, or maybe one with just a little bit more fizz in it.
Bissowin is going across to take this corner over on the far side with the right boot. It's Swinger again. Rubizic is there on the almost a penalty spot, unable to get anything on it. It's found its way back out to the Dutchman Bissowin on the far side. Rolls the ball back to Shaden Morris. He's got Nisbet for company. Laturi over there as well. Morris gets away from both of them and looks to put the cross in, but Laturi stands up.
I'll tell you what, he's asking questions, that's for sure. I say Harman's in for a real scary last 15-20 minutes or so, because he's going to have to defend. Morris is there, big Talatas. God, he's got cramp now. He's putting a shift for County, to be fair to the lad today as well. But you know, again, Aberdeen have wrestled the momentum back in there. They're starting to push on top of County here, and so you just don't know how to call it. And plus, I would be astonished if the additional time doesn't match the 6 minutes of the first half, where we're going to get extra one-ins. But I mean, the thing there as well, we do know now, Willie, that the away end at Ross County holds 2,289 people, because that's how many Aberdeen fans have travelled, and there is not a seat to be had.
They're having fun, aren't they? They seem to be having a good time there, singing away, singing their hearts away in late. Is it early autumn? Yeah, or is it late summer?
Late summer, yeah.
Have we had a summer?
Still late summer.
This is the first day of summer and the last.
Yeah.
Well, Casper Lapata has gone down for Ross County. That's why the corner's been held up. He suffered a bout of cramp moments ago, and he's gone back down again. And the on-loan Barnsley man has only played 2 games for Barnsley in the last few weeks, but he's obviously feeling it.
There's no doubt that the what Willie called it there about 5-10 minutes ago. Ross County have worked their socks off today. They really have. They've given Don Cowie and their fans absolutely everything they've got in their tank. And, you know, they'll feel a wee bit they've missed a penalty. Or should I say, Mitov has saved a penalty rather than Hale missing it. So they'll feel a bit aggrieved they're not in front. But they've had to work so hard, because Aberdeen have been probing. They've now freshened it up. Beastland on the left has started to cause problems. Shaden Morris on the right's causing problems. The one, just the first time I've seen Aberdeen live, the number 10 position is going to be key to them, because so far they've tried Gaya in there, and he doesn't look a natural number 10. Nisbet's now playing there, he's not a number 10. So they seem to have plenty of options up front in Sokler, Nisbet, Ambrose and Gay personally. But if they find somebody in that hole that can, you know, play that little passes, little turns and the half touches, etc., then the Aberdeen jigsaw would be just about. I don't know, would McGarry be able to play that role? Willie, or not quite?
No, I don't think so.
Not really.
I don't think he's got the intelligence.
Yeah, it's just that wee maybe even Keskinen in there would be someone, you know, if you've got Morris on the right, Keskinen just behind the main striker might be a wee option. But that's, we've said before, Ambrose has come on, we've not really mentioned him. Nisbet, we've not really mentioned him. Gay, we've not really mentioned him. And Sokler. And so that just those two little positions. Miovski, we know, a huge gap to fill. But if they get those two positions right, Willie, then they're not a million miles away.
Ross County have made a triple sub. I'll give you details of that in a few moments' time. We'll stay with the corner as Bazowin takes, whips it in again. Rubizic to target, away by Jordan White. And Aberdeen will pick up with Shinnie, who forces the ball back to Mitov, who's midway through his own half. The sun is virtually almost dipped away down the braes of Conan to our right-hand side. Floodlights are on as Rubizic plays the 1-2 with Jack McKenzie in this left-hand side. McKenzie rolls it back to Malloy. Incidentally, Ross County made a triple sub. Lopata, who went down before that corner, he's gone off, replaced by Eli Campbell, who's on loan from Everton, making his Ross County debut. And Ronan Hale also went off in the triple sub as well. He was eventually replaced by Noah Chilvers. Josh Nisbet went off too, and Jack Greaves came on in his place. As we enter the final 10 minutes or so, as Bazowin looks to pick up that pass from McKenzie. It struck the left shoulder, but Bazowin had it watched all the way, and he spins away from Akio Wright, and the Ross County centre-half stands up, makes a great challenge, and it's behind for a corner.
It was a good challenge, wasn't it? Because it was tricky footwork from Bazowin, but Wright was equal to it.
Bazowin once again is taking this one. He'll take it with the right boot. This one will be an in-swinger down the near side. In from the Dutchman, goes near post. No way through. And Aberdeen gather with Shinnie. Shinnie with the ball into the box with the left boot. Sivert Nielsen and Rubizic towards the back post, unable to get anything on it, and Brown keeps it in on the far side. In fact, no one has it. It's crossed the line and it's out of play for a throw-in, quickly taken by Nielsen. Links up with Morris. Nielsen knocks the ball through the legs of the Ross County man on the far side, and McKenzie will pick up, striding forward, and knocks it down this near side for Bazowin, who's up against Arturi, who stands his man up well and concedes a throw-in. Bazowin looks like he's enjoying himself down the near side. He's been in the thick of the action in the second half anyway. As Rubizic picks up for Aberdeen. Now with Shinnie. Everyone behind the ball for Ross County. Shinnie picks out a pass, and it's into the path of Vincent Bazowin, who cuts in off the left-hand side. Good ball in, no takers in red.
It's a decent area. I've enjoyed Bazowin since it's come on. He's, you know, fair play to Jimmy Tulin there. He's gone like for like in terms of the replacements. It was a huge one to lose McGrath, but Bazowin's come in and really lit up on the left-hand side here, and Morris on the right. But it's intriguing because Aberdeen have showed more quality on the ball, but Ross County's work ethic and work rate, intensity has been incredible to match Aberdeen all the way, and actually probably outwork Aberdeen in terms of what they've put into the game. And the two, you know, we've had two huge moments. Buzelin's free kick was out of this world, and he's about 3 inches away from scoring one of the goals of the season, and then a magnificent penalty save from Dimitar Mitov.
Somehow,
yeah,
it's Ross County
wasn't
nil.
a miss. It wasn't a miss, it was a save.
Yeah, Ross County nil, Aberdeen nil on Sportsound, BBC Radio Scotland Extra, online and on BBC Sounds. We are into the final 6 minutes of the 90, and it's not for the want of trying, but we have no goals in Dingwall. Penalty save, 2 goals cancelled out by offside VAR decisions. We've had a lot in the 84 minutes or so here in Dingwall. Have we got one final flourish? Is there more drama in this one? Aberdeen with a throw midway through the Ross County half down this left-hand side. And Jack McKenzie is the man with the ball in his hands. It comes for Nisbet, flicked on by Nisbet. And now Ambrose, marshalled by Ryan Leake, who goes to ground looking for the free kick. The play on, says Anderson, and Ambrose once again in the thick of the action. Jack Greaves steps in and knocks the ball back to Eli Campbell, and the Ross County debutant Eventually sends the ball long, but it's all the way through to Dimitar Mitov. Again, we talk about the goal, what a fantastic save it was, but if Aberdeen can get something, we've talked a lot about their forward players, if they can get something today, the defenders and the goalie especially take great credit for it.
Well, Mitov, I mean, the penalty save's outstanding. I mean, it is. It's top quality. So yeah, absolutely. You know, I think that's where Aberdeen, and I touched on it, you know, when I was having my ramble a little bit earlier on, that you don't have that striker now. You know, you don't have Majowski. You don't. And looking at, you know, even Nisbet hasn't really got himself into areas. Ambrose has come on and hasn't done it either. And you know, we keep speaking about that. That's the two positions that are really Aberdeen are struggling in.
McKenzie with the ball, and it's flicked its way back to Morris, who flights the cross in. There's appeals from behind the goal of Laidlaw for a penalty. Might have been a soft one, but Ross County have a free kick down the near side.
No, I think it's just the defender's got touch tight. He's made choosing on there. He's chested it off, but you're right. Well, you're bang on. I'd say it's the first time I've had a up close and personal look at Aberdeen. They look very, very well oiled. They look good. They know what they're doing. Lovely. You can see what Jimmy Tillene's trying to impose on his team: the style, the formation, the patterns of play. But Majowski, we know, is going to be difficult to replace. The four who've had an addition today aren't going to cut it on this performance, and there's no doubt if Aberdeen can find someone, you know, I'd be tempted today to put maybe Nisbet up as a number 9 and bring Keskinen in behind there, because Keskinen looks a real good player and someone who I think could go and play in that area as well, and have the cleverness and the sharp feet to do so.
Ryan Leake sends that one out of play, as he might have looked to send the ball forward. It was rather awkward from the Ross County centre half, and Aberdeen win a throw-in just in front of the Ross County technical area as we enter the final 3 minutes of the 90. Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0. Jordan White urged to hold on to the ball by the home support. He does well to release Shilvers down the right-hand side, and Graham Shinnie is pleading with the near side linesman right in front of him. It's a free kick against the Aberdeen captain, right deep in Ross County territory.
It's a silly one to give away, because one thing Ross County do have now is they have got plenty of height. You've got Jordan White, you've got Leake going up there, you've got Wright going up there, you've got the substitute Eli Campbell going in there, all 6'3", 6'4", wandering into the box here. So they'll have to be wary at here, Aberdeen, because you don't want to be giving up the opportunity for Ross County just to throw this into the box.
Ross County have Harmon over it. Hands up in the air from Harmon. Goes across the face of goal! And on the 18-yard line is Noah Shilvers, who leant back and sent that one looping over the jail end.
I'll tell you what, he had plenty of room, did he not? You know, he wasn't matched. There was no one coming out to put him under any pressure. You know, it was well spotted in the corner, well delivered as well. That's where it all ended, because he's just had a swipe at it. He's not shown the composure that's required to actually get it in target, and plays it way over the bar.
Mitov sends it forward. Brown, who's been in the thick of the action for Ross County, does well in the challenge to head it forward. And Ross County have a throw-in down this right-hand side. Don Cowie just quite calm with the hands in the pockets as he watches on. His side half possession with Shilvers down this right-hand side. He tries to work it into the box for Jack Greaves, and again it goes behind for the throw-in. Quickly taken by Brown into Victor Laturi. Back to Brown and against the touchline. Brown with the left-footed cross, flicked on by Jordan White, and he flicks it down, but there's no takers in navy blue, and Graham Shinnie in red blasts the ball away to safety. Laidlaw, all in green, sends the ball forward, flicked on by Shilvers, and the offside flag is up down the near side, and we are fast approaching 90 minutes as the fourth official, Stuart Luke, right on cue, makes his way to the edge of the technical areas. He's got the board in hand and ready to let us know just how many minutes we will have. They've had a few stoppages in this one with VAR really to blame. We'll have 9 minutes, quite incredible, of stoppage time. We had 6 in the first half. That was due to a head knock to Jamie McGrath, but 9 additional minutes at the end of this one. Here's a chance for Ross County with Jack Greaves looking to get him behind. Gavin Malloy stood up well and stopped the danger.
He did. You know, he's read the situation. You know, as Greaves tried to get in behind and again covered his fellow centre back there who lost the aerial battle. He's claiming that he maybe got something in the face, Rubezic, but I think he was just out beaten in the air. And you know, again, Malloy showing, you know, the experience far beyond his years, actually, I would suggest, and covering and dealing with the situation. Very impressive young man in my book.
It's good old-fashioned defending, really.
Yeah,
just good old-fashioned defending. He seems to be a lad who he talks. You can see him organising. He's telling Rubezic where to go at times, but he just does the basics very, very, very well.
Yeah. Keeps it simple and thinks about the game.
So we're into 9 additional minutes at the end of this one. Ross County needed 95 minutes to find an equaliser last time out on home soil against Dundee United. Will there be late drama in Dingwall? We shall find out. We're into the minute and a half of the additional 9. Or will there be drama at the other end? And in fact, Aberdeen fans who will be heading back along the A96 in a few moments' time, will they be happier as Rubezic goes long, might find Bizowen, but it bounces for Ross County gratefully into the gloves of Laidlaw.
Yeah, Bizowen's unlucky there actually, because Leake dropped very, very deep and he'd made a good early run. He wasn't quite seen by Rubezic early on there, and by the time they'd done it, they had managed to get back round and cover. No, ref, please don't fall for that one.
Laturi and Shinnie are coming together. The Aberdeen captain wins his side a throw-in. Just again, once in front of the home dugout, it's McKenzie takes, held up by Nisbet, and goes back to Malloy, who's caught late by Jordan White. A real sore one right on the left ankle of the centre half, but he's a big strong centre half. He just shook it off.
You know what I like about that, Willie, is that he's given it out a bit today. Right, and fairness, in a fair way, and he's got one back there. He just went, you know what, that's fine. I've had a kick at you, you have a kick at me. That's like the good old days, Willie.
Just got on with it.
Here he is in possession. He really has shaken off that knock as he rolls the ball into the path of Nisbet. McKenzie has to keep the ball on at the byline, just in front of our commentary position in the main stand, as Malloy picks up, rolls the ball into field to Sivert Nielsen on the halfway line, just gathers his thoughts for a moment or two and then sprays it out to Rubezic on the far side. It's Morris. Now Rubezic plays the 1-2 and Morris gets it back. Now Nielsen once again on the halfway line, just dictating things as he sends the ball forward looking for Nisbet. He's headed away by Ross County only as far as Vincent Bisowan, 18 yards out, drills the ball towards goal. It struck the legs of Eli Campbell, and Ross County will get a chance to clear through Jack Greaves up to Jordan White on halfway. Back out to the left hand side to Greaves. Greaves takes a touch and runs into danger in the form of red jerseys, and then Nicky Devlin can get going as he bursts his way through. Still the fullback continues, he goes to ground and he's pleading with the referee for a free kick, and Ewan Anderson just jogs his way back into the position in the middle of the park.
I think the first one might have been a foul.
Yeah.
I think he got a wee tug, but he managed to ride off that challenge. When he beat the second one and went down over that, then I think the referee's correct. I think he's given an advantage for the first one and said the second one no, there was no contact there. So I can understand. He could have, seen referees pull it back for the first foul in the past, and that may have been the way to have dealt with the situation.
Here's Graham Shinnie into the path of Vincent Bisowan down this left hand side. He's got the Canadian Victor Laturi for company, who does well to concede the throw-in. Now Malloy cuts it back in field to Nilsson. Pretty much everyone behind the ball now for Ross County. Jack Greaves goes out to close down Rubezic on the far side. Morris plays the 1-2 with Devlin, does get it back, but Eli Campbell just sees the ball out of play on the far side for a throw, and we are probably about 4 minutes or so into the 9 additional minutes. 5 to play here in Dingwall, and it's Ross County 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, it's all very tight now, isn't it? You know, County in a very tight shape and not giving Aberdeen any room at all to build up the play, and doubling up as well in wide areas. So, you know, Aberdeen trying to open them up, but so far Ross County are standing firm.
Harman hacks it away from the advances of Ambrose, and Mitov's come 25 yards out his goal to claim that one as he gives it to Malloy. Now McKenzie down the left hand side. McKenzie is looking for the run of Bissau, and he spins away from his marker. Bissau gets into the box, he's got Ako right for company, and he wins a corner.
Great play, actually, brilliant movement from Bissau in there. He comes short, spins in behind, as did Nisbet, and they end up there. But you know what I liked about that? He thought, I'm not going to slow down and cut back, I'm going to go straight to the byline and ask a question to Wright answered it.
So with 4 to play, Bissau has a corner down this near side. Has his hands on his hips, just sorts his boots out. Now delivers, rolls the ball in towards the back post. A big glove from Ross Laidlaw to punch away to safety. And now Morris has it on the far side. Onto the halfway line is McKenzie. The big men have stayed forward as Nelson gives the ball back to his goalkeeper. Jimmy Tillene now standing on the edge of his technical area, just a wee bit more, passing on more instructions. He was a bit more casual in the first half, but he's desperate for his side to find a winner here. Can they though? As Ross County mop up midway through their own half with Conor Randall. The captain sends it long for Jordan White. He's got Shilvers for company. Lovely layoff from Jordan White, and Shilvers heads towards the byline, and Malloy's across, and he celebrates that clearance.
Brilliant. I like the look of lad. I've heard Willie talking about him and about the basics of defending. That sums it up. Smashes the ball there, gets there, he's stretching, smashes it off Chilvers, gets it, and he celebrates it like a goal. That's nice to see a young lad who's got real passion about his position.
Here's Shinnie. We're not finished yet here in Dingwall. Devlin gets going. This time rides the challenges, goes to ground but gets back up again. Out to Morris on the right hand side, edge of the 18. Morris takes on Harman, sends it back across. Nisbet! Aberdeen strike late on! And it's Kevin Nisbet with his first goal in red and white. And the away supporters behind the goal of Ross Laidlaw spell onto the pitch. There's late drama in Dingwall, and Kevin Nisbet might just have scored the goal that makes Jimmy Tillene go 9 wins on the bounce.
That's incredible movement, isn't it? I mean, I think Nicky Devlin, first and foremost, with the drive and the determination forward, and Morris has looked a threat since coming on. Hits the byline, but it's a movement on this bit, isn't it? You know, just being able to move a little bit back the park, just towards it.
That's what we said, Willie, that everybody's been dragged to the front post here, because Aberdeen got about, it was incredible, so late in the game they got about 6 or 7 bodies in the box here, and they dragged the whole of the Ross County back defence to the 6-yard line. The cross wasn't the best cross, but it was cut back the way, and Nisbet's read the situation. I'm not going to get the ball in there, there's too many bodies. I'll take a chance, I'll check out towards the penalty spot. That's where the ball comes in, and composure just to slot it into the back of the net. We know he can do that, he's shown he can do that, and that is a massive, massive win. It will looks like it's going to be a massive win for Aberdeen now.
Aberdeen may have a problem down this near side, in amongst when the supporters coming onto the field, and there was lots of, you know, a real melee, and I think Nicky Devlin took a sore one, perhaps maybe celebrating with the supporters. He's definitely looks in some discomfort, but nonetheless, we're about to restart the game as Devlin just jogs off to get some further treatment. I think his night is over, and there will be a change. Indeed, maybe the celebrations, I'm not entirely sure what happened to Nicky Devlin, but he's off, and in his place is Jack Milne. Well, we did say there was going to be late drama, and it duly delivered. Jimmy Tillene heading towards his 9th win in 9 as Aberdeen manager, and it's a winner supplied by their new number 9 in Kevin Nisbet.
It's a huge blow though for Ross County. They've put so much into this game as well. You know, Don Cowley can be more than pleased with the effort that he's got, and it looks as though he's getting nothing out of the game, you know, but Aberdeen and the changes that Jimmy Tillene made as well, you know, Morris coming on, taking Keskinen off, and then hoping that Nisbet could just find that goal scoring touch, and that's exactly what he's done. And it looks as though 3 points to the Dons.
Well, he's done what you do as a striker. We said earlier on, well, if you can't get across the front post, find the space. And he's gambled. You know, people
Brown
say
with the ball into the box. It might be drama, even more drama late on, as Jordan White unable to get anything on it, but it's still Aberdeen with defending to do as Malloy heads away. It's kept in at the byline by Mackenzie, with James Brown looking to pounce, and it's gone for the goal kick. And their celebrations from Mitov now. That's how much it means to these Aberdeen players. And well, we're played more than the 90 minutes plus stoppage time. We had to stop for the crowd behind the goal disturbance, so who knows how much more, but there's not too much more, and Ross County are running out of ideas.
That's what we said, that there's just that one bit of composure from this bit. Just side-footed it into the corner there, just checked off, lovely little bit of movement, good area for Shane Walsh. He couldn't get it in there, he's cut it back, Nesbitt's peeled away. It'll be a blow County because they've missed the penalty. Well, Mitov has saved the penalty. Don County will look at that again, think another penalty missed at home, but he'll be gutted because his team for the effort they've put in, he'll feel they've deserved something, and they probably do. Over the piece of draw would probably been about right, but we talk about a bit of composure, and there it is in spades.
Knocked forward by Laidlaw. White goes into the aerial battle with Rubizic. It's flicked on by Campbell. James Brown goes into the challenge with Mackenzie, who stands firm to head away, but Brown will come again for Ross County down this right-hand side. Clipped into the box, Jordan White the target. Aberdeen get it clear, Nisbet back to help out as he sends the ball forward, and Leak dithered on the halfway line. He thought he was going to come for it, then he left it, then he eventually came for it, and Shaden Morris was looking to pounce, and there's a bit of afters on the far side between Milne and Harmon. County surely with the last chance now, sends the ball forward from Leak, flicked on in the direction of Conor Randall, 20 yards from goal. Noah Chilvers with the effort, drilled along the deck, and Mitov goes down to gather, takes it to the ground, and there is the full-time whistle from the referee Ewan Anderson. It's a massive win for Aberdeen. They left it late to record their 9th consecutive win under Jimmy Talleen, and it was their new number 9 who delivered. Wonderful finish from Kevin Nisbet inside the penalty box after good work on the right-hand side from Shaden Morris to give Aberdeen the lead deep into stoppage time in a game that was filled with drama, with an offside goal ruled out for Ronan Hale in the first half. McGrath took a really bad head knock in the first half as well, so Aberdeen forced into a change. Just after the break, Aberdeen thought they'd open the scoring when Bazowan hit the crossbar. Somehow Rubizic hit the crossbar. We weren't sure if the ball crossed the line or not, but eventually it was ruled off for offside. Ross County had a penalty saved by Mitov with 20 minutes to go, and then deep into stoppage time, Kevin Nisbet tops up with a late winner, and it finishes here in Dingwall. Ross County 0, Aberdeen 1.
On